used to existence
Your house
feeling.
is full of smoke.
I'm used to my existence feeling like I'm in a heavy smoker room at all times.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine if you're shooting a skate video from 1994.
Do you want me to get a fisheye lens on this? Because I could probably find that.
That would be pretty sick.
Alright, I wanted to show
the only
you.
stream that intentionally makes our viewers queasy.
Wait, what the fuck are we
Yeah, show me
up
your
to?
new Beebles and Bobbles.
Wait, why is there something? Did we not do something here? No, this is the blanket for it.
Okay.
And wait, did it not save us completing the mystery of this room? That'd be.
I mean, if it didn't, then we would see little sheets of paper all over. I don't see. It would be weird.
No,
if
it
didn't,
looks.
But it did save our outfit change.
I'm concerned.
E.K. Hawkman says. E.K. Hawkman quotes, "Trinkets and baubles paid for in blood." I wish. You know how chat has an emoji mode?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think I could turn on like foreboding mode? Prophecy mode?
Come, take a look.
Everyone has to chat in prophecy.
Landscapes and portrait. Sorry, I have nothing to offer
Explain.
you at present. Make your
Like all the
Sorry,
messages
I have
people
nothing
post
to
in
offer
chat
you
have
at
to be
present.
foreboding or prophetic.
Yeah, but how do you
Otherwise-
guarantee the quality of that?
Chat GPT.
What do you mean through
I don't.
Chat
Hey
GPT?
man, if I've learned anything from working in the tech industry, it's that I can say Chat GPT an answer to any question and not justify it.
Another knife in the pit.
I can just assume that Chat GPT has powers.
Don't miss out on the best carpet. Merhaba.
There we go. Oh! Ooh, look what we can appropriate.
Yay! This
Wow.
is a souvenir now.
This
This
is-
used to serve a
May
religious
your
purpose,
purchase
and now
bring you
it
joy.
lives in my coffee table.
Yeah, I'm realizing something.
E.K. Hawkman's keeping it up. They say, a dark premonition of an unknown future.
It's
So
gonna be
technically,
lit.
I think that's just the experience of tuning into our stream. You don't know. Maybe we'll spend the whole stream just trying to fix Pat's romantic camera.
That would be good. It is. I don't doubt for a second that there's probably like if I just Googled like Reddit best settings for this camera.
Exquisite furniture for my goods.
Reddit, Wes Anderson
Ooh,
camera.
a book.
It's the Encyclopedia Britannica. The Wait,
Do you think
why
this is? Do you think this
why
is
was
small?
book replaced by Dino Skelly?
No, this is the second tab.
Okay.
Do you think this is really big or really small?
Like, I think probably really small.
Enjoy your purchase.
Well, all right, you've taken your bet. It's gonna be really small. That's what she said.
Yeah, women are constantly betting on the size of my penis. There's a whole institution in Vegas for it. I don't like that they do this, but I'm powerless to stop them.
It is
It's
free speech.
one of those. Yeah, it is free speech, and I believe in that, which is why I'm on X all day. Sometimes some people live normal lives, and some people's mysterious, unguessable penis size goes viral.
Yeah, you're on X so hard that you actually have 2 blue check marks next to your name.
Yeah. I've entered the.
Extra! Frosty reception!
It's weird. It's like sometimes a voice line in the game will be so
Buy some clothes and help me
pronounced or sudden that it just interrupts my train of thought completely. E.K. Hogman says, "Congrats on getting swindled by that merchant buying a skeleton of a prehistoric creature that isn't a dinosaur." Well, what do you think of what do you think about this, E.K. Hawkman? What do you think about this fucking abomination? Do you like cat lobster? I don't.
Do you read the deranged artist brought it back from a flooded city?
It's a reference to their other game.
So, it's a cat.
Yeah, it's a cat like wrapped around a lobster. Who is this guy? Who is this guy?
He's my gut salesman.
Yeah, go ahead and purchase this and then exit this venue so I can look at this man.
Wow. We can investigate him.
This is the face of
he's
evil.
A cadger.
All right, looking that up.
One man's trash is another man's furniture.
Someone who mooches or cadges tries to get something free.
Oh, that doesn't sound that bad.
Well, I mean, this guy obviously isn't mooching.
clothes
He's
will be
running a
worn well,
legitimate
take my
organ
word.
business.
I mean, so all of these
A legitimate
things,
decorative organ business.
all of these things that I'm buying for the house are things that we owned, and I guess had been sacked like Rome in the wake of my mom's death.
This guy mooched the intestines off us. He was like, I swear to God, Sherlock, I'm good for it.
I mean, we were like 12.
E.K. Hockman says don't give him money, you're just encouraging him. I mean...
I'll buy anything if a video game tells me to.
Right, also, like, I think we're kind of patronizing the arts.
Yeah, John's seen how many Fortnite skins I own.
Yeah. Pat's what you call a whale.
You know, speaking of that, I still haven't checked out the Genshin Impact game.
Exquisite
Honkai
furniture.
Star
Sorry,
Rail.
I've nothing to offer you at present.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, about the honky sky rail.
Yeah. The honky light rail. Get on board the honky monorail. It goes from the food hall to the Whole Foods. That's the honky monorail.
It has gentrified and replaced actual public transit.
Yeah. Yeah, it just passes right through, achieves a speed of 90 miles an hour, passing right through underserved parts
Good
of
luck,
the city.
Mr. Holmes.
Why was there an exclamation mark on this?
E.K. Hockman says Honky Tonk Space
Killed
Train,
with
which is
one
also
perfect
pretty
shot
good.
to each eye.
That's a
That
cowboy.
feels like
it's a cowboy
really-
themed. Gotcha.
it feels like a really good anime.
Killed with one perfect shot to each
Why am I here? Hey, man. Alright. Now
it would
it's
be like-
time.
It would be like Galaxy Express 9999. Except
My favorite
everyone's a
Daft
cowboy.
Punk album.
Everyone's kind of a cowboy in Galaxy Express 9999.
Wait, what? An envelope with no text and a postcard.
It's just 3 nines. I always lose
The
track
text
of
on the
that.
postcards reads, "There are those in need in this place, however, some of them need less than others." My favorite Croft.
So Mycroft?
Oh!
E.K. Hockman, don't say that. Don't adapt Honky Tonk Space Train.
It looks
from a-
exactly
Wow,
like
look
it
at
was
my
a decade ago.
look at my wizard's
I can almost
quarter.
feel the memories hitting me. One
Yeah.
of the most ridiculous fakes I ever saw. Its owner insisted it was a polar bear. He thought the white paint on the brown fur wasn't noticeable.
Mermaid. Ooh, starfish. Oh, look,
Imagine-
Starro.
Starro?
Yeah, Starro.
Who's Starro, buddy?
You know Starro.
Do I?
He's the big starfish that gets on your face.
Are you talking about the guy from
I'm not
Suicide
sure I want to
Squad?
hear its horrifying.
In or comic or like 60 years of comics in general, yeah.
That guy's name is Starro?
Yeah, his name is just Starro.
Hmm.
Do you
I
think
didn't,
did you think he had a cool name?
Well, I
Another
have never
fake
read a
Holy
comic
Grail.
with Starro in it.
Its
I'm
owner
only really
claims to
familiar
be
with
the heir of King Arthur.
Gorath.
Scarcely
As
believable.
far as like
He
tentacle
also
star
insisted a
shaped things
deadly
go.
rabbit was hunting him.
That's a different guy. Starro's just an alien man hanging out in space.
That's cool.
Watkins and Holman, Chapter 1. Hey, wait a minute.
You just did another mysterious reading thing. Read that first name
Watkinson
again.
and Holman,
Watkinson.
Chapter 1, by Wallace D. Orme.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, Mycroft. He always acts so serious, then reads tripe like this.
John, if I remember correctly, you couldn't put this book down.
He couldn't even pick it up.
Yeah, he's a tulpa.
Where's
Cruel of you to make fun of him for that.
that ant? Where's
I'm not sure I want to hear its horrifying, inhuman howl again.
Wait, what the fuck is that?
I don't know. Looks, it's a human 2.0.
A human plus.
Yeah.
And this one was brought from a German
DK Hockman
museum.
wants to see the
It claimed
plesiosaurus.
It belonged to
I'm
Vikings.
trying to find it.
Nonsense, of course. Vikings
Oh.
never had horns on their
Oh.
helmets.
Okay, it's medium. Both of us were wrong. It is medium.
I didn't make a guess.
Well, both guesses were wrong. The two choices you offered were both wrong.
But yeah, I love that, like, there's so much magical glowing shit, and we're not gonna talk about it.
Why has he got... Yeah, he has a lot of aliens.
It's...
How many aliens has Sherlock seen?
I mean, I guess this would be like his dad's stuff.
Oh. His dad was a big alien watcher.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, look at that tiny man.
Yeah. It looks like H.R. Giger's bathroom up in here.
Alright, we're going to a cool orgy. What's up with that? Sacrificial lamb.
There we go.
Mansion on Turquoise Lane across from Cordona Abbey in North Grand Surrey.
What? I would pay a lot to be able to sign off letters with VV. That's an incredibly cool pair of initials to have.
Is it?
You're basically guaranteed to be an Eyes Wide Shut guy if your initials are VV.
But then you just find out it's V Vendetta.
Oh no.
Look, Turquoise Lane across... I guess it's this mansion.
Oh, some people are born into money. Some people are born into poverty. I was born anonymous. I was born with a Guy Fawkes mask.
A silver Guy Fawkes mask in my mouth.
It was a small one.
Hey,
Actually,
look.
as a baby, I had.
Excuse
a
me,
huge
just one
mouth.
question.
I'm so sorry. I can't help you, sir.
I didn't want to talk to you about a question. I just wanted to see if you guys would accept me as one of your own.
It makes sense to me that these people wouldn't offer. This is gonna be a journey, okay? It makes sense to me that these people wouldn't offer to help you because if I were in this situation, I would be 100% consumed. All of my CPU power would be used on psyching myself up for the fact that I was about to be in a sex party. I would be so fucking not ready. So
Yeah.
nervous.
Yeah.
So uncomfortable.
You won't even be able to get it out.
I wouldn't even like be able to go in the room. Be like, man, this sucks.
Like, what if it's too wet?
So if someone approached me outside, I'd be like, I can't help you. I'm thinking about something right now.
Well, that's why there's always the extremely rich, old, large man who comes in completely nude with his weird mask and a cigar somehow poking out of the mask mouth. And he sits you down and he's like, welcome to the elite. And it'll turn out, in retrospect, to be like Rush Limbaugh.
Welcome, sir.
Yeah. Are you saying he's there to make everyone else feel comfortable?
Yeah, like he wants to welcome you.
Enjoy the evening, sir.
I see.
There is still plenty of time before the grand finale.
All right.
Oh.
Wow.
That's right. They didn't invent full body nudity yet at this point.
Yeah, some people truly are slutting it up in here. Strutting around.
Oh my god. Will we finally explore a Sherlock who fucks?
This isn't how I wanted it, though.
This is
I
kind
wanted-
of
I
my
wanted,
ideal scenario.
I wanted Sherlock and John to hook up.
Like, John's a tulpa. He's not real.
Yeah.
You're-
Are
if I
you
write
kidding
an
me?
article
I'm
about these
extremely into that.
Can you help me gather information about
his
Paul
jack would
Gomez?
just fall onto the ground.
Ah, I know the perfect girl for you.
Let's see. Can my mask defeat? Can my vision just? Oh, wow, wow! I can tell she's a pearl. She dives for pearls in her free
Yeah,
time.
is Pearl Diver euphemistic, or
Oh,
is she actually just very good at holding her breath?
we have been defeated by the disguise.
Mysterious aristocrat.
We
Even
know-
Sherlock can't untangle
My
the
goodness,
mystery of this
Sherlock.
man's
They made a blood
aristocracy.
fountain.
Oh my god! Another
No,
one.
John, it's definitely
This
not
one has
blood,
4
just
children.
wine.
Sherlock, no.
Alcohol, is it a guess?
Ma'am. He does not. Oh, there we go. French.
Oh, it's rent.
Oh, it's red.
Only one reason to be here.
Me when I walk into a party. No, heroes rent.
Fan of syncopation? Is that what it said for the pianist? There's a flat earther.
Yeah,
here.
there is a flat earther. How do you possibly deduce that?
How do you get into a party this cool if you're a flat earther?
You're really rich.
That's true. Yeah, the question was answered before I asked it. I feel like Jim Caviezel could still get into cool parties if he wanted to.
Yeah, I mean he's already hooked up with some human traffickers, so.
Yeah.
A polygon. Me.
Oh, thank God. If we need someone to translate, we know who to look for.
Me.
Right, yeah, get out of profiling vision. Let's solve this case.
Wants me to look for information that he might use to exposing the elite. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Well-known and recent plays to keep up to date with the current trends.
I feel like if John is in here, there can't be any useful clues.
These medieval botany and chemistry books look even more satanic than the occult ones.
What?
Codex Orchis. Why does
Have you
this
ever
occult
seen
book sound
Have you ever
like a
seen
flower?
medieval scientific
Romantic poetry and
illustrations?
prose.
Yeah.
Someone's in touch with their feelings.
I think that might be what Sherlock is referring to.
Look, sometimes you just
Like-
find. Sometimes it's just. I mean, it all looks like guts to me.
That's true. At a certain level,
Curtains
Everything
do not
is
guaranteed
guts.
privacy.
And you still
Oh.
need a crack despite being ethereal.
You know what's happening.
John's engaging in some voyeurism. Oh my God! I just heard some incredible Simlish. There was a guy going like. He's still doing it. It's great. Magic circle.
Oh, okay, it's a magic spell. Manchios' family mansion was owned by an occultist architect. Ooh, very Ghostbusters. Dedicated his life to conducting a powerful ritual from the Forgotten Tome. But the ordinary magic circle proved too weak. That was why he built this mansion. A keen eye might notice that its shapes correspond with magical symbols, and some walls have cavities. One day, the architect simply disappeared. An ash stain on the floor was all that remained. Perhaps he was successful in his endeavor.
That's what I like about this party.
We get
Bring me more
we get a
dirt,
bird's
Sherry.
eye view of the house,
One
and
more
it's like,
piece,
Oh, John
and I
liked
can
that.
Expose these base hedonists.
and it's just a photo of Dick and Balls. Like the house is just shaped like a Dick and Balls.
Like a really floppy one. It's all rolled up.
Manchios had to enforce the masks after the scare.
Uh-oh, a scandal. Okay. There we go.
I'm incredible at video games. People described a scandal from the previous party. Vice Governor Crowden was found by his wife to be a Prussian duchess in the company of a young man. A young men.
In the company of young men, yeah. He had.
He was getting a
multiple
train
flowers
run
his
on
arm.
him. Oh.
Yeah.
Although marriage was...
That's a much cruder way to say what I said, sure.
Although the marriage was intended to be a political one, the emotion of the duchesses were real. The incident instigated a political crisis between Cordona and Prussia. Although there were few notes of protest, the governor fired his protege.
E.K.
I'll pin them
Hockman, we
down,
choose
Biscuit.
John's outfit. If
Thank
you have
you,
any
Sherlock.
requests, feel free to voice them, but they gotta be pretty good to compete with the Ice Cream Man.
Yeah, unfortunately, I feel like we don't have... Oh, I can't even change outfits here, so I can't. He's Ice Cream Man, as long as we're in here. Someone told me that there was a lady they recommended for me.
I mean, that was just a random voice line at the start.
No, I clicked talk to with the evidence pinned.
Sherlock, friend.
What?
I wasn't sure you'd come.
Oh,
This
did
is
he?
Vogel.
He probably sent us
He's-
this mask. He was
Vogel's
like,
getting his genitals fanned.
I knew there'd only be
Berna,
one
I see
crying
you are not
clown.
yourself.
The more time you spend here in Cordona, the more I feel it my duty to bring you into our world and show you all we have to offer.
And
Wow,
what
he's
is
in
on
full
offer
on
today?
Pleasure,
Predator mode. His voice
indulgence,
lines are
relief, and
dripping out.
relaxation. You've earned some time for yourself, have you not?
Those who know me would say I'm incapable of it.
Nonsense.
Honestly, I'm surprised
I
his
refuse to
map
believe
doesn't
there's
have
anyone
like
committed to no Sherlock Holmes.
O-shaped hole.
You may be right.
Then free yourself from inhibition and expectation. The night is young, and
Like
so
a
are the
sex
guests.
doll.
You should try
No,
to
no,
enjoy
yeah.
both. It's not
Look,
helpful
look. I was
for
just
some
saying you
men
can't
to
suck
spend
dick
every
without
night
with the
alone,
mask on like
and
this.
certainly not in a house filled with such
Yeah.
melancholic
You'd have to like
memories.
put it
I
underneath
must
his
admit,
chin.
my travels have
get it in
proven
there.
more taxing.
He's
than expected.
he's got just
I'm
enough
less
gap to stick his
confident in
tongue
my
out.
life.
So he's just gonna
Myself.
like
Time of
tongue blast
relaxation
people.
seems a distant dream.
So can I tempt you with a physical aid to your moral consolations? There's wine, of course, and something to smoke. Or perhaps an artificial paradise? Yes, something more spiritual. A potentiator to sharpen the mind. A 7% solution of, well, that'd be telling,
Oh,
but you must
I was wondering
try
what he
it.
meant by artificial paradise. Like, oh, this guy got an Oculus Rift, but no,
Check
he's
out
offering to give us research chemicals.
Boneworks.
I've got all the sex mods on Skyrim.
It is interesting because Sherlock Holmes, canonically loves doing drugs.
He loves amphetamines.
No, he likes opium. I thought. No, I guess he liked heroin.
I thought it was cocaine.
I believe it was heroin.
Here we go. Used occasionally cocaine and morphine to escape, as he said,
Morphine.
from the dull
Morphine.
routine of existence.
That's what he was shooting up. He would shoot up morphine.
This was nothing unusual in Victorian times because the sale of opium, laudanum, cocaine, and morphine was legal.
My mind is
That's
my
a
most
fun thing
valuable asset
about
and
that
a
era
finely tuned
that
instrument I will not risk.
We don't talk
impeding
about
its
enough is
function.
how
My ultimate
fucking
duty is to
blasted
provide the
people are
world
getting on,
with
like,
truth,
patent
and I do
medicines
that
and shit.
perfectly
The
well.
most
Beauty? You've never cared about that
closest
before.
comparison we
Of course
have in
I do.
modern history is
Exposing a lie, revealing
someone
a fact, that is
drinking a lot of
moral
Four Loko.
responsibility.
That's not morality. Morals are what happens afterwards when truth collides with consequence. Do you ever follow up on cases you solved? Do you ever see what happened next? Visit the victims? Ensure justice is served in the courts? And how do you choose where to direct your attention? Are there not deserving causes to which your brilliance could be applied but isn't?
You ascribe me more power than I possess.
E.K. Hockman
I
says
have
Sherlock
a
on
narrow
drugs
skill
and
set
not psychedelics.
work within
Shame.
that mandate.
That's right.
What
If it's
occurs
not
afterward
mind expanding,
is
you shouldn't do it.
irrelevant.
If you can't
Every
microdose it, you
action or
shouldn't do it.
inaction you
Sherlock
place
Holmes
inferior
versus the
scales of
DMT
morality.
elves.
Many in the city would see you as abdicating your responsibility.
That's where his dad got all those
Not
alien
me,
artifacts.
of course.
It's from the
Morality is
chasm between
subjective,
dimensions.
just like truth. There is little to be gained from indulging in it, and far better things to indulge in. Now I must insist on easing any burdens I've placed upon your shoulders. Show yourself a kindness, and try this rather delectable concoction.
Yes.
Please
yes,
make this a
yes.
fair choice. Fuck yeah.
Oh, come on. I won't need it. No, I'd rather take it for
If this
study.
solution truly does
Wink.
assist with thinking, then well, perhaps it would be puerile to overlook an opportunity to study it. I'll take it with me.
Yes, Sherlock.
Yeah.
Very good.
Very
And
good.
now, our evening begins in earnest.
I love
I just
I
remembered.
love the way he
I'm
said
sorry,
yes, Sherlock.
My mind's delightfully impaired. Please take this key. It opens the altar room, past the library.
Next to the shrimp.
Altar room. What now, Werner?
Go quickly and find out.
We're getting
Only you
married,
can make him
Sherlock.
talk. I'll join you in a minute.
We're gonna be joined in holy matrimony at my sex party. Some really good Simlish going on right now.
Let me see. Let me see. Let me see.
Come on. Let me see them T-pose on each other.
Oh my god, that one!
Yes.
Like, what is the Cookie Monster in there?
P is for. I can't say it. I cannot say a P word. But you know where I was going with that.
Yeah. Oh, he's a dead guy.
Uh-oh.
My God. Was he here this whole time?
Are we on that stuff? Is that why we're seeing this?
No.
Look at this sick room.
The herbs here are Salvia divinorum. They have a slight
okay.
hallucinogenic effect to emphasize the ceremony.
Slight!
Oh, bro, man.
Sherlock thinks salvia is slightly hallucinogenic.
I
Maybe
mean-
if you're breathing it in from like
I mean, like,
incense bowl.
when I was growing up in Vermont, John, you could just buy salvia
I
in
think you can
gas
still
stations.
buy it.
In gas stations, like, without a license, without, like, a driver's license.
Yeah,
This
I, think,
oil has
I
a
don't know if
slight
you can do it
aroma of
without a
flowers
driver's
and
license, but I
olive.
think you can still buy it like in gas stations. And
Oh, yeah.
places.
I've done it a couple of times.
The ointment smells.
I don't know.
Mouse-like.
People talk about it being,
presume
like,
it is an
living in
aphrodisiac
a hell
prepared from
for
Spanish
eternity,
fly.
but I think it's fine.
This elaborate box must be for the
I've heard
ritual
from
dagger.
people who enjoy it and people who really did not enjoy it. Yeah, E.K. Huckman, that's what I meant. Like, the way they're burning it in that sensor, I guess you wouldn't get that much smoke, but it's just a funny way to describe it.
This one looks like a twisted symbol of Venus, drawn in a hurry.
Because from what I've heard, in comparison to like,
The sign
say
reminds me of
mushrooms,
the
it's
astrological
much more
symbol for
intense.
Mars.
It's much more short, too.
Yeah. Oh, he's got a fun butterfly tattoo. This guy was a high school gym teacher.
A blunt force trauma.
Damn,
may
it's
have
Coach
suffered an
McGurk.
internal
Who
hemorrhage.
killed him?
He's got the Chiquita banana tattoo.
Let's see.
God,
Cool
I'll
snake.
remember
Adults
that
blood
that Coach McGurk exchange for the rest of my life.
Look, I
Dagger
can
is
get her
heavy
make
and
her
sharp,
move.
but lacks balance.
Damn, is
This worm-like sigil has been drawn with his own blood.
did we just stumble into fuck. What was that?
Murder scene?
Wasn't there a Gabriel Knight? Is this a Gabriel Knight content?
Oh,
The wound is deep.
Man.
A precise strike reached the heart.
I hope not, because that means there's going to be one texture pixel in this entire room that we need to click on to get the
To
vital
stop,
clue.
This
to
coat,
stop
too,
the snake
partially
from
covers a
falling
snake
on
bone.
us and strangling us to death.
This dude's got a slave brand. This dude's been white slavery.
Oh my god, Matt Walsh was right.
I mean, this is
victim has
the
clenched the fabric
Ottoman
so
Empire
firmly in his
still
fist that it's
exists,
nigh
so maybe it's
impossible to remove
technically
it.
possible.
He died right here.
I don't think they. I think they stopped having slaves though long before this.
Look,
Ah,
when did you
he's
get
here.
in?
Maybe ask him about this. There's a dead guy here.
I like walking around. Ooh, oh.
Yeah.
Enough cigars to burn down the entire mansion.
Sherlock, what do you think people use cigars for?
What's that he got there?
An open
Is that? Oh, it's a
wound
riding
spoiled the
crop
carpet.
on the table. Yeah, there we go.
Why don't people tidy up after themselves?
Yeah,
Someone's playing some, as the Imperial Chinese would call it, immoral games. Are you trying to get the right angle on the riding crop? You think it's definitely the clue we're missing?
yeah. I'm just trying to. There's just one. Because like we already know this is a dead end because it's a wine stain from a spilled wine bottle.
Yeah, I mean, considering how often Vogel just stages stuff, have a feeling this is all an elaborate prank. But it's weird that Sherlock didn't say anything to that effect when we walked in here. I guess at this point they just expect us to know Vogel's shenanigans. It was yellow for a second over the wine, like near the wine bottle. There it is. It's Sangiovis. What year is this? What year is this bad boy? 1879. That's a good vintage.
I mean, I don't think it's vintage.
Blood.
Yeah,
A sturdy bottle.
No,
but a
no,
not
no.
so sturdy
I think
one.
this is like a few
It didn't
years
break
old.
Only because it
I'm
was
what you
unopened.
call a wine expert. I know everything about wine. And an 1879 Sangiovese is this high. That's high. It's high in tannins.
Yeah, the year before and the year after, there was a weird phenomenon where all wine tasted like piss. Ooh, a banana.
Yeah, they call it the piss scourge. The scourge of God. Two things in history are named the
identical to the
scourge of
robes the
God:
guests are
Genghis
wearing.
Khan and that year all wine tasted like piss.
The pitcher is empty, but with puddles around it.
Oh no. Someone was a messy boy. I've made my conclusion, Watson. This man was guilty of being a messy Bessie.
I just heard my dog's...
You had it for just a sec.
I just heard my dog's collar jingle in the distance, and I'm like, oh no, did she escape?
Blood clots are adhered to the sides of the drain.
I mean, if all the other dogs in your neighborhood are dead in 30 minutes, then
No,
you'll know.
it's Geo.
Oh, it's
It'd be
Geo.
Geo I'd be afraid of, because...
If your entire neighborhood is covered in poop and farts in 30 minutes, then you'll know.
Don't ignore the guests, Matista, and stop boring them. I read that as boning for a quick second. They don't want to hear
they
about...
want that.
Yeah, they don't want to hear about your stupidities, and they want to feel how beautiful they are and how generous you can be towards them. You are here to please and celebrate life. Each guest played
How
a
can anyone
great
accept
deal.
such behaviour?
What?
A useful tool for a disguise
I
arsenal.
think he said something like, "How can anyone tolerate such behavior?"
Right, I know. What does that mean? What is...
This is a different
probably
ritual.
this job sucks.
Find a scenario, some ritual with markings. Read and rehearse this rite, Manchios. The woman lies naked on the altar on a bed of flowers, symbolizing the Mother Gaia. The one who leads the ritual oils the body of the woman to awaken her inner fertility. And then you murder her for some reason. It's really weird.
You're doing Midsommar stuff.
Props, decorations, and tools for a more detailed set. Handcrafted and luxurious cufflinks. There's also a note. For my Fabio, Manchos.
Wow.
The key is similar to the one that Vogel gave me. The capital F on the key fob might refer to Fabio.
Or it could be referred, or it could refer to felon. We've solved it, Sherlock.
Would you recognise me in one of these? I suppose not.
I was thinking like fucking. This is the fucking room.
Oh. I really like the wooden standees.
Wait, were these wooden standees the first time?
Yes. They were always wood. They were extra bits from the set of Cleopatra.
Werner, care to explain what is going on here?
On nights like these, it's not unusual for some attendees to get a little exuberant.
Every once in a while, there's
It's
a
part of the
murder.
appeal. Unfortunately, it appears things have gotten out of hand. Yes, some are more
Oh.
prone to bend the rules of morality.
House Manager
That's
says the F
murder.
is for funny.
I
That's
doubt
the
there's
room where
anything left
comedy
to
happens.
Oh, I got
Why
a
did you
tight
not tell me
5.
immediately? We were
Yeah,
chatting
it's the
about
Laugh
trivial
Factory
matters
of
for some
Cordona.
time.
If I'm completely honest, Sherlock, I've consumed a rather potent cocktail of substances. My attention slips and drifts.
I'm
I'm
bored
glad
by
I
this
thought to
murder
call for you.
shit.
You sent me a disguise.
Oh dear, did I? Well, since I found the body, Mr. Manchios has agreed that you can investigate the matter. I promise my mind will behave itself going forward.
All right. Pull yourself together, Werner. What is it about these nights that you were so eager to share with me?
Well, they're not always in the evenings, but they are in the shadows. People gather to test their boundaries in a safe and consensual atmosphere, often with more
Mudek
stimulants
has
than your
asked if
typical crime
this
scene.
Vogel man has
But
revealed that
is
he's
the
Moriarty
point.
yet. No, he's
Who are
just
we to
given
judge?
us drugs.
I suppose that's fair.
Mr. Holmes, have you
What
heard
about
of
today, then?
cruising?
Is anything different?
Well,
Mr.
I was
Holmes, have you
invited as a
heard of
special guest.
adrenochrome?
It was supposed to be a time of both divine and carnal pleasures. A scratch for every unconventional itch.
I imagine you're reeling from your shattered expectations.
On the contrary, there is still spectacle, stimulation, and release, merely in a different form.
This is
I
the
like to
worst
let
part
life
about
entertain me.
rich people,
Or death.
is that they all, at some point, convince themselves that
How
they're
did you
too
discover the
cool to
body?
just suck
In
each
between
other's dicks
guzzles
in
of
a truck
alcohol?
stop
I was
bathroom.
set to perform
They gotta
an
be
effective
wearing
ride with
pig
Fabio.
masks in a
I came to
1930s
inquire further.
mansion to do it.
It was a staged ritual where he was to play the
Think
principle of
about.
life.
Let me raise
And the
this
rehearsal
this
was-
scenario
This is how
to
you.
you.
This is how you lose
Who knows?
touch. You
I
ever
found him
see
alone
that
on the
interview
altar, his
with Bill
blood dripping
Gates
to
where
the
he has
floor.
no idea
then?
how to suck
Then
a
I
dick
called
normal
Mr.
style?
Manchios.
Let me
You can only
was
do it weird
panicking,
ways.
so I
let
told
me
him
raise you
about
this
you.
scenario.
We left the room
What
and
if-
locked the door.
The dick
Then,
sucking in gas
we
station
were killing
bathrooms
time.
also
Waiting for
involved
you was
wearing
stressful.
pig masks.
We indulged in some simple comforts.
I mean, that's
Overindulged, perhaps.
yeah, that's an option. That's an option.
Mr.
You can always do
Manchios
that.
is the owner of the manor, yes?
It's not the pig
And the
masks
host
I'm
of
taking issue with.
Cordona's most memorable
It's the
parties.
ritual.
He promises even the ugliest guest a partner.
I
for
feel
the
like
night.
we need more
Mother
rituals.
says
The
he
ones
needs the
with
help of his
more
butler
unconventional
just to stroke
tastes.
it. That's
Mr.
right.
Manchios provides other services.
He's got a guy
He's a
for
caring
that.
person.
You cannot
Bill
begin
Gates
to
hasn't
imagine.
jacked himself off in 40 years. He would be so
Were you
lost
well
if he
acquainted
had
with
to.
Fabio, the victim?
Everyone knew Fabio, or wanted to.
Man, you hear about that?
His beauty was the talk of the
Remember a
island.
few months back where all
Too
that stuff
handsome
came
to
out
go
about how
unnoticed.
Bill Gates had
was
like
magnetic.
a very
Fat
young
wallets fought for
girlfriend
the
that he got
privilege of having
through
him.
Epstein.
He offered the pleasures
No.
of performance.
No.
I
and
knew,
more.
you know, Melinda Gates divorced him because of the Epstein stuff.
When you
but I didn't
discovered
know
the body, was
No,
the door
she-
open?
that specific
No,
item.
it was locked. Oh,
Yeah, she
that reminds
exposed a
me.
bunch of that
It's
stuff,
a
but
minor
there were
detail,
like a
but
bunch
the
of
first time I
emails
came
that
to
got
speak to
that came
Fabio,
out.
I left without entering,
Cool.
having been unable to open the door.
I have
You
heard that he's
didn't
a
have
real
the key.
horn dog and he was a
No, I had
nightmare
it.
to women he worked
Don't
with.
look at me like that. I was mostly sober. I
Clippy is
suspect there was
based
a key
off
on
of
the other
him.
side of the door, blocking the lock.
That
Can
detail
I help
may
you
very
with
well
that?
be major, Werner. Well done. So you returned later, only to find the lock was not blocked.
Correct. After an hour had passed, I tried again and was able to unlock the door. That's when I discovered poor, handsome Fabio.
Oh, Fabio's the dead
What
guy.
about
huh?
the
Yeah, I was
fertility
thinking the same
ritual?
thing.
There was something about Fabio being a principle of life.
Yeah, he's
Fabio was
probably
supposed
pregnant.
to portray the beauty of life's origin. Flowers,
Sherlock, have you
oil.
seen?
Not this travesty that seems
Have you
straight out
seen the
Inquisition.
film starring
So this ritual is not the fertility
Arnold
rite.
Schwarzenegger and Danny
What was it meant to
DeVito?
look like?
It begins with a woman lying
It's a
naked
movie
in a
called
flower
Junior.
bed on the altar. She represents Gaia, the earth.
I've never
As they
seen
cover
Junior,
her in
so
oils,
I believe
we
that it's
chant for the
about.
principal.
Uh,
As our calls reach
the
a
thing about me
climax,
is a movie
Fabio
that I've
enters
never
and
seen.
copulates with her.
I
After he
I
finishes,
can think it's
stab
about
her with
anything
a
I
dagger.
want. Once I've seen the
That
movie,
part's just pretend,
I
of
can
course.
no longer
But
hide my eyes
the
from the truth.
intercourse is not.
And because I
I
haven't
did
seen
not
Junior, I
expect
choose to
you to
believe
be
that it's
such a
about Danny
prude.
DeVito getting Arnold Schwarzenegger
Are you a
pregnant.
virgin? It is nothing to be ashamed
No.
of, but it would explain the color of your cheeks. The fertility rites.
Well, Maverick
marks
says,
the
porno
start
clippy
of our
says, hey,
festivities.
it looks like you're
The
trying to get
principle
off.
of
Can I
life
help you with
is
that?
beautiful, intimate, essential.
Junior's
It must not be
about
stopped.
Danny
It appears
DeVito
that
and
someone
Arnold
did stop
Schwarzenegger
it.
work at like a
What about the naked
fertility
woman?
lab,
Can you tell me
and
anything about
Arnold
her?
gets
Oh
a
yes,
womb.
Matista. She's one of Fabio's
Put into
compatriots
him.
and a performer too.
Nice.
I believe it's his
Seen her
child,
today, actually.
and carries
Oh.
the baby to term.
The police remain unaware of this tragic event.
And it comes out of his
Some of them
butthole.
may be hiding behind their
It's
masks.
not Danny DeVito's
They
child.
conceal many things,
No.
but we didn't want
Okay.
the authorities to.
Danny
create
DeVito's
more
just
problems.
like he's like the
Besides, after a few
doula.
cocktails,
Yeah.
their incompetence
Yeah.
will have soared
Danny
to new
Danny
heights.
DeVito.
How do you know I even want the case?
I promised you relaxation. If there's one thing I know about you, Sherlock, it's that nothing soothes you more than a good mystery.
Okay. Well, we'll said a lot of words there. Wow, we got a lot of clues right now.
I know. We got a key.
Do we have anything in our
Got a knife.
mind palace?
Yeah, we got some stuff.
Got some stuff. Yeah, there we go. No.
Well, we got a penny.
A person leaned against the doorframe. They left a smudged trail of blood.
It's a right hand.
That'll be important.
And that's their left hand.
A bloody handprint on an armchair. The wounded person was here for some time. There appeared
Yeah,
to be no further
evidence
traces
mounts
leading
that
to the
this
altar.
person was a messy Bessie. They had blood on both hands.
Where you found all this?
Uh-oh. Hey, Pat. You know how I don't have my accent?
But the disabled grad seems like they might be
They're just trying to help.
can you wanna post in the you wanna just comment in the chat, I'll make you a mod now?
Oh. Okay, let me log into my personal account. Because for some reason, it logged me out of everything.
I'll just do it. I'll just do it. So, you seen any good movies lately?
Yeah, I watched one with you.
Have you watch you watch you watch any of the new What We Do in the Shadows?
No, not yet. It's good that you're doing it because I cannot for the life of me remember my Twitch login.
Okay, good. Do you know how? Yeah, okay. I was just about to read you the login for this Twitch account, and then I was like, oh wait, no, I shouldn't do that. Here's the thing I find most confounding about the evidence presented. He was gifted cufflinks, and yet he's not wearing a shirt.
Wow. Now this is the heart of the mystery. Where would those cufflinks go?
Yeah.
The Sherlock Holmes and the mystery of the missing cuffs. Sherlock, there's a dead man. Where are his shirt sleeves?
Similar to
Oh.
the guests' robes, apart from the bloodstains.
Oh wait, it's covered in
think
blood.
So,
Yeah, do you think the robes have
do you
little
have any
slots for
ideas
cufflinks?
about the case?
Perhaps,
My
perhaps.
Twitch is on.
I think I can
by the
deduce
way,
what happened
and,
here.
Really wanted us to kill Sherlock Holmes while we were trying to solve that bot problem.
How would I kill him?
I don't know, man.
I don't have the verbs to
Maybe
kill Cell.
maybe that's the choice that we make at the end of the game. At the end of the game, we get to choose to like either save Sherlock Holmes or kill Sherlock Holmes, and if we do that, all of the sequels to this game get deleted from Steam.
Wrong hand. It has to be this one.
Mothwitch is just looking for Sherlock blood.
Is he really mad about the refugee thing?
I mean, that was you, Pat.
I
So
know, but you really didn't like what I did, remember?
yeah, I think Mothwitch would be calling for your blood, not Sherlock's. Calmly putting my blood away. Now Mothwitch is crying for Pat blood.
This is a really good image.
Imagine, like, this guy laid out on the table and the mysterious wooden man just whapping him repeatedly with a wine bottle. We did have to have a key to get in here, right?
Mm-hmm. And we just find a key. So this is right.
Mothwitch following my Imagine comment up with Imagine there's no hunger.
Alright, this is good. Because that's not blood on the ground, that's wine.
It is wine, so...
So he didn't get stabbed.
Yeah, the dead guy did have a contusion.
Yeah, so he bonked him, dragged him.
Then stabbed him.
Yeah, then stab him. What is wait, what is going on here?
I don't think he strangled him.
Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
There we go.
This is the stabbing.
And let's see. And then he goes through here.
The
victim gets up and puts his bloody clothes away.
I don't think that happened.
And then
So the murderer was in a robe. I think that's the murderer's robe.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the murderer tried to wash the robe.
And then here's the tricky part.
Who locked the door?
Who locked door?
Probably the murderer?
Let's find out.
The bottle
Yeah.
was used as a weapon during a scuffle in the smoke.
Mothwitch.
Then, to ensure no one would interrupt, the murderer locked the door.
You said that
The
too
unconscious body
late.
of the
This
victim
period
was moved to
theory
the
could
altar
have
room.
broken the whole case wide open.
Once the body was on the altar, the murderer thrust the dagger into
All the
The
blood on
moon's
the scene
not-
is moon
Symbols
blood.
were
The
drawn
moon's
with
not
the
in the
blood.
right location.
The wardrobe was used
Yeah.
to hide the bloodied robe from anyone's
Yeah,
eyes.
actually,
The killer
Sherlock
washed
made a
himself
chart
and took
of
a clean
everyone's
robe from the hanger
cycles
before leaving.
as soon as we entered this
Are you
building, so we
alright?
know that
You're on the
no
floor.
one's on their period right
not
now.
moving.
I think I know what happened here.
Murderer cleaned their self. English needs better, like, non-gendered third-person pronouns. Mothwitch says he can tell their cycles by their outfit/cufflinks.
Yeah. That's all we got.
We need more.
We need more. What do we got in our casebook? Murderers attacked. Hurried him. Lost
Oh,
for blood. Will you talk to me about it?
I'm starting to put the
does this mean
pieces
we need
together.
Fabio was stabbed.
I see nothing gets past you, Werner. Yes, he was stabbed, but only after being knocked out in the next room and placed here. I do not yet know why.
So, who's responsible?
Well, it was one person working alone, and the murderer has now donned a robe. He or she could be hiding in plain sight. We have lost time, Werner, but your discretion may prove to be a benediction after all.
What do you think of this?
I can't follow you here.
What about
I don't
this?
think I can tell you anything about this.
Oh, I'm making John really mad by doing this.
I'm not supposed to know
Yeah.
anything about this.
John falls out of love with you
Let
a
me
little
see-
bit every time that happens. Mothwitch says, guys, Central Market is having a Portuguese event. Should we make a giant T-posing Jesus out of bread, or...
I love that
that-
band.
Is that respectful? You like Jesus bread? Jesus bread is like Richard Cheese, but only doing Jesus Lizard covers.
Oh, I was thinking of the band Portuguese. The guy?
Oh, god damn it. How dare you
you
reference
satisfy my
Portugal the Man
curiosity?
in my presence?
Don't take it personally, sir. But I know nothing about this.
John, did you do it?
Mothwitch says Jesus was doing a T-pose for dominance when he was on the cross. It was history's first.
What can you do with them?
Wow. We're getting proposition.
Weirdest
This
rejection I think we've ever gotten for dialogue.
See, this is the part of the sex party where I leave immediately.
But it's so nice, dude.
Mothwitch says Portugal the Man liked my artwork on Instagram. That's good for you. Get that clout.
Why do you hate Portugal the Man?
I don't hate Portugal the Man.
Why do you hate the Portuguese?
I have not listened to Portugal the Man enough to really have any opinion about Portugal the Man.
I've never
I don't-
listened to them.
I think the band name
Is it
Portugal
one
the Man
person?
is spectacularly bad, but that's very subjective.
Oh, it's more than one person.
It's more than one person. Mothwitch wants to know why they're giggling. They're giggling because they're having a fun Eyes Wide Shut time. They're at an Eyes Wide Shut themed birthday party.
They're not the only
John-
one having fun.
John is always doing pranks and bits.
He's just a goofy guy.
Mothwitch says his name is John, I guess referring to Portugal the Man.
Similar to others. The murderer had a key. If I find out who had the key to the altar room, it'll shrink the suspects.
There is a John Baldwin in Portugal the Man.
I bet there's one in Portuguese too.
The murderer.
I'm not sure. As a special guest, I was provided one by Mr. Manchios. He should
Mothwitch,
be
you
able to
can't
tell
have
you of
two
any
cult
others.
Where
birthdays
can
in
I
a
find
row.
him?
Most likely in the main
It's
hall,
a
entertaining
law
his
now.
guests. He
The
has a
Supreme Court
mask
has
with
made it so
golden
you can't have two
stars.
cult
You can't
birthdays
miss
in a
him.
row.
But please be discreet. We don't want to risk disturbing the revelry.
Alright. You know who the key is. Volker told me he saw him in the hall. He wears a mask with golden stars. That is Moshe, and he is nervous. Or is it
I have a
this
feeling
guy?
that Manchios, as the only other person at this party whose name we know, might be the murderer.
How?
Evades tax.
How do you know this, Sherlock? Please show
He's
your
got the
work.
tax evasion smell on him.
He's got the right skull shape for.
This guy's tense and brittle.
Kurt Manchios, I presume. I'm Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, you must be the one Werner told me about. What a sweet voice you have. It must belong to a handsome young
Oh,
man.
man.
Can I call you Sherlock?
As you wish, Mr. Manchios.
Here he is.
Mr.
This
Vogel
is
I
the
wish-
rich guy with the
Body
with
in
the
altar room
nudity and the
requires
cigar
answers, and
somehow
quickly.
holding on.
I suspect the
through his
murderer
mask.
to still
I
be
wish
here.
this was
What? Lower your voice.
BioWare RPG, so I could be flirting with him aggressively.
Did you know Fabio well?
People are starting to look
I'm
at
glad
us,
it's not
Sherlock.
because I don't want us to
Change
get
the
banned from
subject.
Twitch for showing a
I
lemon
can't
party.
believe what happened to him. To me. Such an atrocity. Think what it means for me.
Mothwitch is
I wonder if
a wine
leaving us
fountain
of any
that's supposed
good,
to look like a
influential,
blood
and rich
fountain.
people has been
Well,
ruined.
I
must
don't
decide for
think it's
yourself
supposed to
whether
look
that's
like
better
a.
or worse than-
Promises of
I don't think it's
exotic
supposed to look like a
guys.
blood
I
fountain.
don't
I think it's
understand.
just
Surely
supposed to look like a
a
wine
murder
fountain.
would affect your
All wine is-
reputation to
that's-
a greater extent.
One of the
Isn't
key qualities
this
of
why
wine is
you
that
are
it's
here?
like
I
pretend
thought you
blood
were a
for fancy
silent
people.
magician.
What about white wine?
Do your tricks.
Everyone
and
who
make it go
drinks
away.
wine is thinking to themselves, "Hey, this is
I need to
blood."
find all those who
What
have
if
the
it's
key
white
to the
wine or
altar
a
room.
rosé?
As far as I know, Mr. Vogel,
It depends
Fabio,
on whether
and
it comes
you
from the
have
blood
access
region
to
of
it.
France.
Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
Champagne,
Also, Matista and
is that in the wine
Santos.
region? Is that
Who
in
is
the
that?
blood region of
Santos
France?
Pinchetti, my major domo.
Yeah,
In his opinion, at least.
it's that you pretend it's like angel blood.
I'd like to speak to Mr.
Blood from,
Pinchetti
like,
and
a
Matista.
transcendent
You have somewhere I
non-human
might
I
creature.
like
have a
to
private
pretend it's
conversation
my
with them?
spit.
Of course, of course. Let
Yeah.
me think.
Okay. Yeah. There we go.
Matista
Red
is
wine is
entertaining
blood.
guests
White
somewhere,
wine is
and
spit.
Santos.
Everyone knows this.
yeah.
Someone
Everyone's
asks,
in on it.
will be
asked me
busy
to
with
get
the
him a
service.
cup, and I'll do like
Or the
a
clock.
fake spit
What's the
into
noise?
it.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Wow, is
Yeah.
it a
You give 'em
demon?
a full glass of white
filth.
wine, and you're like,
You're
"Yeah, I
under
had a real
arrest."
big loogie in there." We got busted by the coppers.
Man, we even got our dicks sucked. How'd they get up there?
We didn't even get to take the fancy chemicals they gave us. Oh.
Is it legal to kill this many rich people?
Why? Wait, it looked like confetti came out of their guns.
It looked like bullets to me.
These cops are really fucking these rich people up. I've never seen a cop fuck a rich person up like this.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a rich person mugshot where they're like fucked up and bruised? I'm trying to think.
No. Buddy, come on. Everyone else is killing people.
Sherlock looking appropriately sad.
Am I cuffed?
Yeah. You're a pervert. You were in the pervert zone.
You committed a crime, and now I have to free you, kiss your hand, and apologize for the inconvenience. Your Grace.
I did tell you that Mr. Vogel and I were innocent.
Oh my
emphasized
god, I
it in my
forgot I had
statement.
old man
Your
makeup
statement.
under the costume.
Thanks to some bigwigs who work for the so-called good of the country by releasing fleas like you.
Yeah, we're still old
God
man
we have
style. I
fun
noticed
with
that. I
this.
noticed we had big turkey
Once I
neck
get to that
under the
goldfish
road.
Bigwig. Oh, my wretched brother Mycroft and his long nose.
Wait, did you say Mycroft? Mycroft Holmes? Are you the youngest son of Violet Holmes, rest her soul?
You knew my mother?
Not personally, no. Not exactly.
How could he know your mother? You're
I was
the same
working on the
age.
paperwork for that case.
Would you happen to remember anything of the events?
Well, I didn't make the inquiry, but I remember seeing some notes. Why?
You must help me. It would mean a great deal to me if you could find any information about that day.
Huh. Got you hooked, right? You know what? Stark and the others think they're the smartest here, thanks to you. Let me get this straight. Are you listening to me, lad?
I'm all ears.
Take this case. Report to me only, to Constable Harvey Oswald.
That's my
I'll
favorite
leave everything I
Batman
have on this
villain.
table. Find
That's-
the murderer.
All right.
Be a real copper. Question the suspects. Make them
I'm
sing.
okay with
Give
borrowing
me something
names
substantial.
from Batman.
And if Mr. Vogel is not a suspect?
If he's innocent, then you can take your favourite degenerate away from
Or
you. If
do you think
slip
maybe they're
or mess with the
referring
evidence,
to Lee Harvey
then
Oswald?
trust me, your
Ooh.
brother won't save you from my bludgeon. Meanwhile,
Wha-
I'll be checking
what?
the archive for you. If anybody asks, then
Bro,
you're
you can't just say
consulting
that.
detective.
Let's make a
Oh,
start.
yeah,
then.
Harvey Oswald isn't a character in
Partner.
Batman. Are you
Yeah.
thinking
Glad we
Oswald
managed to get
Cobblepot?
this-
No, no,
before
there's
the raid.
two. It's two different.
Harvey Dent?
It's a combination of two, and Harvey Bullock. It's one of those portmanteaus.
Yeah, no, the only Harvey Oswald that I could find in a Google search is Lee Harvey Oswald. This guy is gonna assassinate the president of Cordona.
I mean,
Well, he's gonna get blamed for the Cordonan CIA assassinating the president of Cordona because the president of Cordona didn't back him up
Santos-
on the Bay of Pigs.
Pinchetti am a witness who reports a suspicion of murder at Manciosi's mansion in Grand Surrey. During preparations for the social party, I heard loud noises from a closed altar room. Immediately, I thought of the sacrifice of a living being, viewed by none other than Kurt Mancios. There was blood on the walls, strange symbols, and a dagger in the heart. As soon as I was able to think clearly, I rushed to the police station.
It feels like the person who narked on this was the killer.
Yeah, it's hard not to feel that way.
Because the room was locked.
There's take a permission to. Oh, nice.
Nice.
Following the report of a satanic ritual, who claimed to have found a body, the raid. Wow, that's man. Can you imagine the police getting that quick of a work for like a fucking
A rich person party? Like
Yeah.
an immediate warrant? Yeah, no fucking way.
Cool was found lying. Vogel has a letter of an insulting nature in his possession, which had been written by the victim. Sherlock Holmes carried a murder weapon, a dagger with the victim's blood, and other items of evidence. He was invited by another suspect. Monchios is the owner of the mansion. Matista is Fabio's partner and participant in the ritual. Tried to escape, resisted arrest, and owned a book with a description of the ritual performed in the altar room. That's so funny because we know that the ritual in the book is not even close to resembling
Back on
the
track
one in
to
the
solve the
altar
case.
room.
Right. There was a lot more oil in the book. That body would have
Look,
been much
I found
slipperier.
Werner.
A lot of deep dicking than inevitably was here.
This area is restricted.
We're trying to find my favorite weird glasses man.
I feel like he's probably close to your cell. Maybe
Hey.
across from
I'm
here.
Sherlock Holmes. I'm helping Constable Oswald. You are Matista, Fabio's friend.
This body, yes, it's Matista. But it's a mere shell that will die someday. Just like Fabio.
I see you're a goth.
Please accept my condolences for your friend.
Thank you.
I'm just here to ask questions and find Fabio's murderer.
It will not bring Fabio back.
Does this lady
True.
have a bruise? Like a big bruise on her neck?
Time to find out. Well,
Yeah.
ooh.
Not
Don't worry, I'm just looking at your tattoo.
just looking at your tribal tats. Your cool barbed wire.
Similar to Fabio's.
They were both trafficked.
Thin nails. Oh.
Yeesh.
Wow. Seems like it would be more this one.
Yeah.
Life, brand enslaved. What's the difference here? Mysticism.
Genuine interest in mysticism.
Tries to get over her past, and the life of a performer seems to be an opportunity. First is pragmatic about her body after years of abuse. She sells herself to the guests who do whatever they want to her. Not afraid to step over the line. Marks her body with ink. I just don't know how we get
the genuine interest in the occult sounds true, and that's only in the punishes
Yeah.
herself for her past thing. But
dissociate from the body doesn't really explain the self-inflicted.
inflicted cuts.
I'm not Moth Twitch. Dissociate on your own time. Yeah, this one just straight up doesn't address the self-inflicted cuts or the tattoo. They were only old scars as the result of slavery, which we know it's not. So it has to be
this one.
Yeah.
Fabio and yourself were slaves, am I correct? You have a similar branding on your body.
Yes. It was a long time ago.
Couldn't help but also notice fresh cuts upon your forearms.
The cuts helped me to forget my past, to cover the old wounds and hide them.
How did you escape?
Something happened. One night the master fell down the stairs. I made him fall, and he died. He
Hell
ran
yeah.
away that day.
You make sure
the way
you
you
make
do
sure
it
to
on a ship
teabag
and
him on the
traveled
way
here.
out.
To Gordon.
Always teabag on the way out.
Fabio and I started a new life here. It was very hard at first, but it became better with time.
If you teabag a
Until
slaver,
today.
it's not BMing.
Where'd you get those bruises?
The
Well,
bruises
it's
on your
licit
neck are not
BMing.
self-inflicted. Someone else made them.
Some
It's the
guests
king's
can't contain
BMing.
themselves. They even bite. Sometimes.
Oh, cool. Oh, hey.
Good day, Mr. Manchios. I am Constable Oswald's partner in this investigation.
Be quick and gentle. Some of your colleagues are untrained boors. Although I don't mind meeting young officers. The new blood.
This guy's so
in.
horny.
Oh
If
my
you
god.
cooperate in finding
No wonder.
Fabio's
I mean, he is
murderer,
hosting
there will
these
be no
parties.
need to meet with the boars again.
That voice. Dennis, friend?
Mothwitch says her
You're
makeup
the
is giving
policeman.
Hollywood costuming and
What a
makeup department that
disappointment.
doesn't understand
Only an
black
undercover
hair.
agent can scour a ditch full of deviants. I am a consulting detective, although I'm capable of replacing the entire department through my consultations.
Sharp-tongued, I like it. May I presume this tongue will get us out of this trouble? I would be so indebted and glad to repay you.
Nothing's changed. I'm looking for the murderer. That's the only way to get us out of trouble.
But it shouldn't take much time, correct? We're all busy, after all.
I need to examine you first.
Look at that nose. Wears makeup because of his cheeks. Rashes from exposure to hair dye. Oh, he's trying to constantly look young.
Yeah.
No
He's
ring.
getting old, but he getting old, but he's still horny.
Washed his hands in a hurry. Ooh.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Lavishly
Make sure to-
expensive.
Make sure to scope feet.
Stickler for cleansing. I feel like it's this, but let me read this. However, he's being, let's see, are these the same? Okay, second paragraph. However, he's sociable.
Just being clean doesn't explain
the hair dye
or the
and the
rouge.
makeup, yeah. His health. Wait, however, his being sociable in this manner has made him cautious regarding his health. He uses chemicals and hair dye to clean and improve himself to the extent that it damages his skin.
Yeah, that's not
versus-
really being cautious with your health if you're getting rashes from your hair dye.
Which is to hide his true age from younger participants. He's concerned with aging to the point where, yeah, I feel like it's that.
He's like that guy who's
You are a little over the
taking
top with
doses
your
of his,
use of
or
makeup,
was
Mr.
taking doses
Manchios.
of his son's
Is it
blood.
so difficult for you to acknowledge your age?
Well,
Mothwitch
Sherlock,
says
that's
soap
easy
on
for
your
you to
fingies
say
is
to
a
an
treat
old
for
man
later.
when you look as though you are barely 15.
But still, it shouldn't be an issue for someone of your status.
For people of
Extremely,
my age, it
the
isn't
funniest
an issue,
possible
no.
makeup we could be
But the younger ones
wearing for
can
him
be
to
so afraid
say
of
that
wrinkles
line.
and grey flecks. I have to adapt.
Such a methodical man who cares for his body but misses the soap under his fingernails. Are you so impatient, or perhaps even impulsive?
I wouldn't call myself that. Silly little details. If I missed it, it wasn't important. Or rather, it was less important than who or what I was focused on.
What was Fabio
What
like?
was Fabio like? His
I couldn't
personality, his
finish
habits?
washing my hands. I
Anything
was
you
too
can tell
busy
me?
being
Is
Always
old.
the
Sherlock wearing a
brightest star
corset?
of my
I didn't really look
Young,
at that part of the
magnetic,
costume.
and full of
I
energy.
thought it was just a robe.
I don't even want to mention his beauty.
I think it's just a robe.
Otherwise, I'll be sobbing.
An expensive champion, I imagine.
His performances
it's just
were
like a-
flawless. He deserved his
A robe
payment.
with a Nehru
You
collar.
think he was murdered because of money?
And like
Possibly.
a little
What
mini
about the other
cape.
guests?
a
Were
cape
they
lit.
used to opening their wallets as well?
I wouldn't restrict my guests from anything. I'm sure Fabio received a few coins from others for his services.
Mr. Vogel told me a little about your parties, but I would like to know more directly from you.
I'm all yours, Sherlock. You have me arrested and locked here with you alone.
Oops, my pants dropped.
I'd like to know who
Silly
you
me.
usually invite to your parties.
Free minds who are able to leave reality for an evening, who can taste forbidden fruit without prejudice.
What do you
There is
think?
nothing that
Pat
quite
put the old
spices
man
up
makeup
life
on
like
Sherlock
these
before we
parties.
started this mission, and we
Assuming one is
cannot
old enough
remove it
and has
until the
worked
mission
many
is over.
years for the good of one's country.
Oh,
We
true
might be able to
labourers, I
remove it
see.
now. We might be able to change into different clothes.
Why did you invite Mr. Vogel as your special guest?
He's a pretty fellow. He's capable of surprising the public. He has a talent for saying words that no one else would wish to either say or hear.
I suppose
He's really
I can't argue with
off-putting,
that.
and I
He's a
love
free
it.
addition to the eccentricity of the party, which is fine by me, as long as it enhances my party.
Do we have any evidence that's helpful for him?
We have some letters from him. Remember the letters to Matista and Fabio?
Let's see if I have that. Murderer's key.
I mean that
You bought
last
an
thing
expensive pair
Here
of
we go.
cufflinks for Fabio. Were they his price? Or were they a tip for an exclusive show?
It was pure business. Fabio escorted me a few times. I was merely showing my gratitude.
This pair cost a small fortune. You must be extremely grateful then. Tell me more.
You've thrust a knife in an exposed nerve, Sherlock. Yes, he was my protege and my beacon also. With my experience
You never
and
want
his
to be a
beauty,
rich
we
guy's
could have achieved
protege.
anything. I had
Unless
faith in
unless
him.
you're
I would
really
have
into
made
getting
him.
sexually harassed. See if we can find invitation from Vogel.
You'd better ask someone else. You'd better ask someone else.
Do you have any idea who tipped off the police to raid your mansion, Mr. Manchios?
Of course. It was you. I could even say you Sherlocked me in here.
Damn.
A good guess, but the wrong
This
one.
dude's pitching titles
the fellow
for
who
our
did
stream.
that was Mr. Pinchetti, your major domo.
What? Santos? But how could he even know? If he's not the murderer himself. The ungrateful swine. He has dared to besmirch my reputation.
Not a very eloquent choice of words.
What should I call him then, since he's a snitch?
Yeah.
Make him talk, Sherlock. I'm quite certain he knows more about the murder than he has told the police.
Alright, let's solve it.
Oh, we did it. Alright, let's find Pinchetti. Pinchetti. Oh, we got more Mind Palace stuff. Maybe we can make some connection. What are you doing? That was Vogel right
Werner,
there.
are you all right?
I was trying to find
Oh, yes,
Pinchetti.
yes. Everything's fine.
Well, I guess you
In
wouldn't
fact,
be
it's-
I think
arrested.
Pinchetti's
Family
outside of the
reunion.
jail.
My
Yeah.
brother spent quite some time in this place himself.
You should not be here. I told the police everything I knew, but they refused to let you go. They require proof to free you.
Ha! What did you expect? The mighty Sherlock Holmes swans in, tells the officers what to think, and the world obeys?
Yeah.
Of course not. Anyway, I struck a deal with the constable, and I've got a free hand in the investigation.
It's okay, I
find
speak
proof
cop.
to solve the case for him. He obtains files about my mother's death for me.
Well done. If one has the power or will and can act, then one must. I wonder, suppose you couldn't get the proof to your truth. Would you tell a lie to the guard that enabled my freedom, knowing my innocence? Would that not be just?
No, I'd let you rot.
I was just saying I would lie for you, sure.
Yeah, it's always okay to lie to cops.
Yeah.
I suppose that in the pursuit of justice, if truth was ineffectual, then one must resort to other means to achieve the outcome.
John's gonna
I
be
would
so
do it.
pissed.
Oh, Sherlock, that is sweet of you. Alas, if the police are after hard evidence, then I suppose neither truth nor lie would do.
Yeah,
That
Moth,
is
but
absurd.
Sherlock's
I
mom
can
is
resolve this
not
without
alive.
compromises.
She's been very
Very
dead.
mysterious circumstances, and kind of the central mystery of this game is what the fuck happened.
Yeah, she kind of died.
Because Sherlock has
supposed to
blocked
know
out his
anything about
memories, and
I'm not supposed to know
his
anything about
tulpa
this.
is pretty cagey about it.
I can't follow you here. I can't follow you here.
Does he know Matista?
Sure, I tried.
No, the profile.
I can't follow you here.
No.
I can't follow you here.
I
Imprisoned.
have
There we
learned
go.
who told the police about the
There we
crime.
go.
It was Santos Pinchetti.
Do I know him?
The
Okay,
major
we're just
domo
getting
of the
we're just
manor.
getting dirt on
He
Pinchetti.
cleans up after you.
Well, then he does his job perfectly. All but invisible. I couldn't tell you the first thing about him.
Major Domo is a cool job title for a kind of lame job.
See, I was thinking the opposite.
You think it's a lame job title for a cool job?
Is it a cool job?
No. Being a major domo is like being an event planner.
I was thinking it was a lame
And-
name.
Oh, you think major domo is lame? Why?
Because it makes me think of like Major is cool, but Domo seems like a dummy.
Oh, like Major Dumbo.
Yeah.
Okay. Mothwitch has offered Major Smarto. I think. See, when I hear Domo, I think Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto.
What is and Domo means hello?
No.
What does Domo mean then?
Domo's kind of a weird one.
Hit me.
Here, let me look it up on G-Show, so I'm not giving you some bullshit. Yeah, okay. Okay, so it can either be the first person plural in Kenjogo language, humble language, or the second or third person plural, which is that's probably not how it's used. It can also be but or however or even though and or even if.
So how's it being used in that song?
Oh, it's domo. Sorry, long o. Yeah, domo. Yeah, domo with the long vowel is.
I don't think I can tell you anything
basically
about this.
Thanks.
I don't think I can tell you anything
Or
about
like,
this.
really, like genuinely.
I've nothing to say
So it's
about
like,
this.
thank you very much.
Have you considered Mr. Santos Pinchetti as
But
a
you can just say
suspect?
domo,
The snitch?
So Domo
Have you
is
seen him?
very.
I mean, my breath could knock him down.
or
What's
you
so
could just
special
say
about him?
like domo by
As
itself.
a major domo, he has
as
keys that
thanks.
open all the rooms, including the one to the crime scene. He could have testified only to circumvent
So
suspicion
super
of anything.
thanks.
We need to question him.
Right. I'll send our men to fetch him. Stay here.
Okay.
They brought him in, Mr. Holmes. Here's the key to interrogation.
Thank you.
Wow. Seven, 5. Wow.
Mr. Pinchetti, a pleasure to meet you. I'm Sherlock Holmes. I'm helping Constable Oswald.
I've already told him everything I know.
Mothwitch, I could try
I'm only a witness,
speaking
so everything's
Japanese
in my
to Drew,
report.
but
And
it
I've
seems
read
like
You forgot
two
to
Japanese
mention that you
learners
hold the
talking to
keys
each
the
other
room where Fabio
is
was
like
found. I need only to find
Just
if the
quote your
crime was
favorite anime
intentional.
at each
difficult.
other.
But I need to return to my duties.
well, it's just
I
like
doubt the
both
house
of
will
you
fall
are
without you, Mr. Pinchetti.
not great
Just
at the
be still for a few
language.
seconds.
And so it's just like both of you taking a long time to formulate responses and then having to repeat things over and over. yeah, Mothwitch, I'm sure you would love it. I'm sure it would be so funny to you.
But that's like a lot of language classes do stuff like that. You never practiced with your partner in a language class?
Usually the way they'll do it in language classes is they'll set up the context, and it'll be like after a lesson on the vocab that's appropriate for the context. So it's much easier to be like to ask each other like simple questions and give simple answers about this thing you just studied than it is to just have like an arbitrary, what's sort of unguided conversation.
Well, let's see. His shoe's been repaired multiple times. He's got inflamed skin on his neck. His dyed textile colored more than once. And blood splatter on his foot. Head servant. His body shows signs of psoriasis. Mr. Pinchetti hides his damaged skin under a layer of makeup. Major Dormer's suit had multiple holes that had been patched or sewn. To renovate the suit's look, he dyed it. versus, despite having enough money, Mr. Pinchetti spends as little time as little of it as possible. Cheap makeup hides imperfections on his body in an attempt to look more modern. Has dyed his suit on several occasions. To save even more money, the Majordomo appears to have personally repaired multiple holes in his suit.
I feel like it's probably financial difficulties.
That's definitely the more interesting one.
You are the majordomo of a rich mansion, and you seem barely able to afford decent clothing. You hide under heavy makeup a skin disease that might be treated with more onerous but less harmful means. Do you have money troubles?
I do not have a lot of means. The pay is below what you might expect.
But you could easily
Monster
change
says
your job.
psoriasis or just a rash from washing blood off his hands.
One can change his employer.
Don't worry,
that
we'll
is
get
true.
around to it. We'll
And the blood
accuse
on your
this man
shoe.
soon.
Where does that come from?
Yeah, I hate when poor people think that they
I
can
don't
rise
actually
above
know.
their station.
Perhaps from a guest?
Uh-oh, he lied about where the blood's
Did
from.
you know Fabio?
Not personally. He was a frequent guest, and cleaning the mess after his performances was tedious. Mr. Manchios always had a role.
I've had to clean.
in
Yeah, I've had to
leading.
pick up so much of his
The
cum.
parties were always so Fabio-centric.
And Batista? Was she as popular as her partner?
Don't tell her I said this, but I do not think so. Mr. Manchios hired her only because Fabio refused to work without her. Mr. Manchios used to see her as a worker. She was tasked with entertaining the
Yeah,
guests.
look, Mothwitch,
Unlike
he's
Fabio,
scooping it up with his
he refused.
hands. This is why he hates doing it so much.
Damn, Fabio letting his crew coattail ride. We got nothing.
Yeah, let's look
Just
at
a
our
bunch of
mind.
leads that go nowhere.
Let's look at our deductions real quick. Alright, because we have a ton of 2. Bichetti's a suspect. The murderer had a key to the altar room. We think it was a cover, right?
Yeah.
That one I'm pretty certain of. Batista was bruised by the guest. Fabio bruised Batista. I don't think
if we think Fabio bruised Batista, then that would mean that Batista killed Fabio.
Yeah, we could do this. No, that was the right one. Oh, I guess we don't even have all of them enough. But yeah,
we don't
think
even have enough to come to any conclusion.
If they had a fight, during the fight in Smoking Lodge, Fabio bruised Batista, I don't think we have a reason for Fabio to have any
fight with... Yeah, Batista doesn't have a motive as far as we know.
Yeah. Machio set himself up for debauchery. Machio washed himself after the murder. Is this... This doesn't take us anywhere. Interesting. Interesting. We need much more evidence.
I know you can untangle this mess.
So can I leave? What's our casebook look like? Ooh. His belongings are in here. Can I look at them?
Oh, there we go. Santos did have a key to the altar room.
Yeah. Small note attached to the will. My hopeful slug. You begged me to include you in my will, so I did. Here's my last revision. Santos Pinchetti, the major domo of the Manchios mansion, receives a jar of mustache wax and a salt lamp that he might always remember in his caring employee, Kurt Manchios.
Jesus Christ.
I recognize the key from the altar room among these.
Great.
I'm realizing I think everyone's evidence is with them. Or no.
So that guy definitely has reason to hate his employer.
Yeah, he definitely does. Hey man, what's up with this?
Yeah, why'd you say this?
I've read the letter about your will. A harsh method of ridiculing Santos. I doubt he will use mustache wax when he wears no mustache to begin with.
Where did you get it? Is the slug here? Tell him I shouldn't have to provide for him. He's a grown man who shouldn't sit on his uncle's neck. He conceives himself as my only heir.
And who is he to you?
That is a hell
He's
of a turn of
leech
phrase.
on my aging body. He has only added problems to my life since the death of his mother.
He's his nephew?
I failed
He's
to
his
see why you made
nephew.
him your major domo.
He needed to know his place, so I taught him.
This guy seems
Hey.
like a bad man.
Mr. Manchios says that you begged him to be included in the heritage. Isn't that a little extreme, even for a major domo?
He's not only my employer, he's my uncle. And I'm his next of kin.
Where do you think he's
The only
putting
one.
all of his
Mr. Manchios
money?
flatly
to?
refuses to pay a family member. All I have to do is repay his so-called love, cleaning up the filth after perverts and decadents. He's in prison.
You've
The best
no
I can
idea
hope
how
for
much
is
of
a
my
new
uncle's
groom.
cum I've scooped with my bare hands.
That's why I wanted to have my part of the inheritance.
Horrible.
Is it that bad? You have a roof above your head, a salary, and
Ah.
the status of a major domo.
Sherlock revealing
God's
himself as a
I'm
At
forced
least
to
slaves
dye
had a
and
place to
stitch my
live, guy.
threadbare
What?
clothes, and
What
the
do you mean
holes
you
in
don't
my
want to use the
shoes are
company
painful.
bucks?
I'm ashamed every time a guest looks
What
at
do
me
you mean you
closer.
don't like
Why do you
sleeping
think your
in the
uncle
cum
treats you this
pool?
way?
My mother, my uncle's sister, had me
Oh,
illegitimately. She died, and I was given the surname of one of the maids.
damn.
But you are entitled to some of the money that belongs to your family.
He thinks not. I was not responsible for my mother's death. I work hard, and he pays me
Why
nothing.
not get a different
I
job?
feed on the leftovers,
Yeah,
while he wastes our
This is one of those
estate's property on
scenarios
decadent
where it's like,
parties. He paid Fabio
just
handsomely
fucking
and
leave,
showered him
man.
with expensive gifts.
You already got
I
you got your
disgust the
resume
relationship.
have made your resume has major domo on it.
Please
so.
let me out.
I wonder if there's gonna be a thing where we never leave. Oh wait, sorry. Right.
oh,
He's been forced to work for Kurt in desperate hope to get heritage money.
Mothwitch, it's not so much pull yourself up by your bootstraps. It's more just like, this is a bad situation with no future, and there are other bad situations that are not as bad in this, like even in this environment.
This area is restricted.
Let's find the evidence.
Also, this is a thing that happens in a lot of wealthy
Continue our
families, I
investigation
think,
while I look for
where
the
like
papers.
the patriarch of the
Did you hear
family
Basilio
who
Capello?
controls all the wealth is just a fucking monster, and people are like sticking around waiting for him to die in the vain hope that he won't be like spiteful to the end and like leave all of his money to his dog. Are we putting on our goth costume? Oh, you're fucking turning on the Jack Sparrow tap again. Ah, it's casual Jack.
Over here, incident. Oh, I think this is a different thing.
Yeah, just there we go. Throwing for content. These guys are having a great time.
The cops are just like, stop jacking off inside the station.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Nope. Innocence
Okay.
dead.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Wow. Clutched.
Yeah, this is unrelated
Let's
to
pretend
ours.
to be cops, eh? We can just stand around
Yeah.
Oh, he's right. I am in a police station. I should have the proper attire.
and look confused.
Yeah, where's the donut accessory?
Where's the
Where's
evidence
the
room? There
where's
it
the
is.
service revolver
Good
with
day.
a
Your ticket,
tally
please,
of
if you want me
murdered
to help you.
dogs on it?
Where's my
Okay.
ticket? Where's my ticket?
I'd like to check the evidence from this case.
And who are you?
Oswald sent me. I'm a consulting detective.
I'm the
His
police
partner, then?
pirate.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I'm a,
Ah, a ritual murder.
I'm a nautical
What a
cop.
bunch of degenerates. Wait a second. I'll bring it to the table.
Oh, this table. Ooh.
It's a miracle this ruby hasn't tempted anyone.
Wait, whose is this?
That looks like it gives a bonus to fire resistance.
A heavily
that's
perfumed
absolutely
handkerchief
a
with the
fire
initials
Slatestone ring.
KM in the corner.
Oh. Oh, this is,
All the keys of the mansion on one golden ring.
This is, Boss Man. Wow. Filthy. Filthy lamp.
Oh yeah, it's
An
burning
emergency
pure
kit for boredom.
doo-doo.
Found evident. Is your mind unsound? You can't control your bitterness. Not around me anyway. For me, it's too great a risk to ignore that kind of behavior. I can speak, play with anyone I choose. I'm not another Matista. Wait. I can speak, and play with anyone I choose. I'm not another Matista. You pay me, you haven't bought me. Of course, I'll keep all your generous donations, even though they hardly compensate for my trouble. I'm leaving you, although Matista will be around.
Not the time for privacy.
Wow, he's abandoning Matista.
Werner's personal sketchbook.
Yeah, that's definitely recolors some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Her key to the altar room.
Oh, she had one too.
Yeah. They all have
A
one.
handcrafted charm that contains hair and nail clippings.
Whose hair?
That's not for bedtime reading. That's not for bedtime reading.
Okay, so do we think she was trying to cast a spell on
This ex
Fabio?
libris belongs to Manchios Library.
I mean, I wonder if she was trying to cast a thing to make Fabio fall in love with her. Police found this occult book in Batista's bag. According to the ex libris, the tome was taken from Mr. Manchio's collection. It contains illustrations and descriptions of a ritual similar to the crime scene. Prepare a naked body of a recently deceased object of interest. Wait, what?
You keep reading.
Draw symbols.
Because I finished it and it suggests some things.
Draw symbols of Mars and Venus to enhance the power you possess. To use the force of male and female nature. Pierce his heart with a golden dagger to get rid of the blood that does not love you. Draw a symbol representing your love while waiting for resurrection. Cite the charm.
The book describes
They're
a
supposed
ritual
to bring
similar to
them
the one
back from
performed in the altar
death.
room.
Has anyone
Thank you,
checked to
officer.
see if Fabio's still there?
Yeah, maybe he's back and he's like, Matista!
Wait, what is going on?
Angry letter from Fabio and then the power of love. No. Then Manchios and angry letter. There we go.
By a continental letter, maybe a trust. Yeah, I guess we should ask. I mean, we got stuff to ask other people.
Yeah, we need to ask. We definitely need to ask Matista about that book. That's very suspicious. Why would you choose to have that in your purse the night of all nights?
Hey, can you read
know about
This book,
You
The
know
Power
this?
of Love, Blood, and Mandrake. What do you hope to achieve?
To learn more about the invisible strengths that govern us. Occultism is real. The master who fell that night when Fabio and I escaped.
She's saying she made him fall with
I
a
made
spell.
him fall. I cast a spell on him and it worked.
Or was it a coincidence?
The universe is rarely so lazy.
If you say so.
Alright, let's see, where's the letter?
Could Fabio have written this letter to Kurt Manchios?
Oh. That could be. I never thought Mr. Manchios could make Fabio that angry, though.
What do you mean?
Well, Fabio wanted to disassociate from Mr. Manchios. Clients who are in love are both a blessing and a curse.
But Fabio was here tonight.
Money. In our line of work, we can't afford to turn down clients who pay as well as Kurt Manchios.
Was Fabio afraid of Mr. Manchios?
Not at all. The old toad wouldn't dare to do more than sweet talk and touching. Talk can be forgotten, and touching washed away.
Do you practice occult rituals?
For protection? For fortune? To wash away the ugliness
Look,
of the
the
world?
fortune one takes a very long
Sometimes to
time.
survive. I have the
I'm
gift,
gonna be rich
and I'm
any
learning to
day.
use it better.
Did you use your gift on Fabio?
I only used white magic. Love charms lately.
Oh, this is
Fabio
bad.
became
This is
so
bad sign.
distant. I just wanted him to be with me.
But the thing is
But
that
he
we
wasn't as skilled
know
as I
from the
thought.
murder scene. I guess we don't know. I guess, technically speaking, that ritual didn't need... Like, it needed the person dead already?
Yeah, you have to kill them as part of the ritual.
Well, or were they supposed to
Oh,
be...
yeah, no, they are supposed to already be dead.
And we know
So it wouldn't-
that he
it seems
wasn't
like it would
dead
be-
until
Yeah,
he
it
was
seems
stabbed.
like it would be wrong to just kill them with the knife.
Yeah, where's that fucking... Your fucking magic book. Yeah. There's the naked body of a recently deceased. Yeah, and that wasn't.
I know I can handle
Yeah,
the news.
he was just knocked out until he got stabbed.
Man, what's the...
There is undeniable evidence that you were the original recipient of this letter.
What are you talking about? Is it addressed to me?
Your protege wanted a fresh start, it seems. This is sufficient to charge you.
Me? Hurt my star? Are you insane that you would accuse me of such a thing?
He did not consider himself as yours. Since you deny everything, let's move on. Do you have any idea as to how the letter could have ended up in Mr. Vogel's pocket?
You were the detective. Perhaps he took it from Fabio. Werner was a little high.
He's extremely unpredictable when he's high.
Do you recognize this book? Could Matista have borrowed it from your library?
She didn't ask me. How ungrateful.
I would love
the things
to fuck a
described
corpse.
in the book were inspiration for the rituals you performed?
Do you really believe that blood, symbols, and incantations can resurrect the dead? They are just eerie tales with a mix of occultism.
Man, what a crazy twist to
My
the
rituals
Jesus
are
resurrection
displayed
story.
to show
There was a
something
magical
written
fluffer.
pleasures.
I feel like the explanation I'm leaning towards is that the Major Domo
I have reason to believe that the intended
orchestrated this
recipient
crime
of
to
the
try
incriminating
and
letter may have
frame
been Kurt Manchios.
Well, that makes sense.
Manchios.
Too bad I can't remember how I came to
But
possess
he
it.
knew...
Though I did
though
spend quite
he
some
knew
time
that
he
if
wouldn't
if-
get anything from
during the party.
Manchios' will.
Unfortunately, even with an
But maybe if
answer,
Manchios
that may
was
still not be enough.
I don't know.
alive, he would have to be running the
Fear not.
estate.
Maybe
I will
so.
persevere.
I hope your attempt to put things straight will make up for
You being on a bender?
touche.
Yeah.
Please let me out.
Alright. Let's see. Vogel thinks it's possible it's addressed to Manchios. Someone will explain how it came into his pocket. Batista agrees that it may have been addressed to Manchios. Fabio wanted to break off connection. Manchios denies any connection.
Please let me out.
Who else? I mean, we don't know of anyone else who could have been sending Fabio expensive gifts.
That's what I'd be fucking talking to.
Oh, you can't present more evidence to the Major Domo?
No, he just goes, yeah, Alright, oh, so I think we have everything.
We have all the Mind Palace pieces.
Yeah,
I
which
think.
means the thing that we'd be doing with this
is
is
accusing
confronting who the letter is to. So let's run through the scenarios, right? Beth. So it was a cover. He was upset about the thing, about the will, right? That's what this is. Yeah. He fucked up with that, and Vogel took the letter because he was high and it wasn't actually addressed to him. So
yeah,
the things
Manchios was not planning a murder.
worked for his uncle for years in the deep hole of obtaining his heritage. Manchios' hostility and humiliations pushed Pinchetti to kill Fabio and frame his uncle. Manchios' imprisonment would make Pinchetti the only lawful heir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is it is set up to be an inheritance thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is the
So this is
Matista.
Matista just doesn't. I mean, like.
I mean,
on,
the letter can't be to her because because if it was, it would be talking to her in the third person.
Right. I'm a little surprised that Matista wasn't more shocked by the content of the letter. Like that letter was really brutal to Matista. But I guess she said that he had been getting distant lately. So.
Yeah. And then of course there's this. Oh, planted the letter on Vogel. That's interesting, because Vogel doesn't remember what happened.
Oh.
But,
like Manchios is trying to frame Vogel.
especially because they did have a history. Yeah, and this is Manchios washed himself after the murder as to why he still had soap underneath his nails. For years, Fabio played with Kurt Manchios' heart and abused his interest in the young performer. When Manchios received yet another rejection, he murdered Fabio and staged a ritual to avoid suspicion. This is interesting because the fact that the book was the fact that he owned the book means that he has to at least have been aware of how to make stuff look occult. But then it's like he would obviously be the prime suspect.
Right.
Okay, looking at these motivations. Kurt Manchios was heartbroken and panicked, did not mean to kill Fabio, improvised the ritual was a desperate attempt to cover up the crime, prison sentence would be enough. That's interesting, I could see that. Kurt Manchios killed Fabio in cold blood, he staged the crime to blame Matista, planted the letter in Vogel's pocket to avoid suspicion. Manchios had no consideration for the life of others and deserves to be hanged.
He has no real motive to frame Matista.
Well, he'd be framing Vogel.
Well, no, if you turn it back, right? No, turn the Vogel took the letter back.
Yeah.
There.
He would have planted.
Look at it. Look at the big thing, the big one.
Yeah.
Click it. The one on the right. He staged the crime as a ritual to blame Matista. Like,
yeah.
why would he has no motive to do that.
Well, he definitely sees Matista as like something insignificant.
Yeah, I guess if he just needed a fall guy.
Well, I want to look at what Matista's motivations would have been. Matista's the product of a tormented life. She knows no difference between good and evil. She wanted her love, Fabio, to stay with her always. She deserved help. Needs to be treated in an asylum. Use occultism as a way to avenge her miserable life. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
none of these hold up. Yeah,
like Matista characterizes herself as a white witch. Like,
yeah,
she's disconnected from reality because she believes in witchcraft, but like that doesn't make her a murderer.
Yeah. Let's look at Pinchetti's.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning towards either Vogel in A Crime of Passion or Pinchetti to try and get the inheritance.
The only way for Pinchetti to right his wrongs was to get rid of the monstrous uncle. Pinchetti should be punished for the murder of the crime, but he's suffered enough and deserves a fresh start after a prison sentence. Santos Pinchetti snapped after years of disrespect, devised a plan to get rid of his uncle. However, misery and despair cannot justify murder. Pinchetti is dangerous, and a noose around his neck is all he deserves. Yeah. I guess there's not one. Well, look, this one still says Kurt slipped it to Vogel to make him look like it. Which is very strange. But I don't know if there's a scenario where I can get Vogel to be framed. I don't see that happening.
Right.
But the things I feel like for sure, the ritual was a cover. And Matista was bruised by the guest. It's a matter of if it was the uncle or the nephew, right? I want to look at the evidence again, because I believe there was a thing about Vogelbeam, like, I don't actually get why he didn't really get why he was invited, and Manchios's explanation was pretty vague.
Manchios's explanation was like, he's a weird guy. He's a little goofy guy. Everyone loves to look at him.
Yeah. Victim's murder, smoking lounge. Yeah, it's interesting because like both of them guaranteed to have keys to that room. Both of them guaranteed to know where the extra clothes or wardrobe is stashed. The thing that throws me is the major domo being aware enough of the occult angle to frame it like that.
I don't see why he wouldn't be. He lives in this mansion.
Yeah, but we haven't seen...
The dude's having eyes wide shut parties every friggin' night.
And
he has
he
a library
hates them.
full of occult books.
And he hates them, and he hates cleaning up after them. So that doesn't necessarily make it clear to me that he knows enough of a, like, straight-up ritual. Like, the fact that Matista had this book, and this book explains the ritual that was framed, I have a hard time understanding why, what's his face? Why, what is his name?
Why
Pinchetti would know
about this specific ritual?
Yeah, to be able to frame it. Like, at least with Kurt, we know he knows what it is, even if he doesn't believe it, because he thinks it's cool to have.
Pinchetti would also have to know that Kurt and Fabio were in a rough patch to know that it now is an appropriate time to
there's not really any scenario where I could see this
Pinchetti would have to have too much information to do this.
Yeah, the thing is the question is, who is this letter from? I don't really see a scenario where he...
Can I read the letter again?
Yeah, that's why I have it up.
Control your bitterness, not around me anyway. For me, it's too great a risk to ignore that kind of behavior. I can be, speak, and play with anyone I choose. I'm not another Matista. You pay me, but you haven't bought me. Of course, I'll keep all your generous donations. This terrible outburst. I'm leaving you, although Matista will still be around. So Matista characterized Kurt's behavior as, as like pretty harmless for a pervert. But then she also said, we can't afford to reject invitations from people like Vogel.
Another thing I was thinking of is Matista's disassociation and guilt. Like, I think I'm realizing what this is referencing is that Matista's, like, disconnected enough and, like, filled with enough, like, regret and enough interest in the occult access she gets from her relationship with Kurt, right? That she would probably let them do anything to her, like, especially, like, notice the bruises, and she won't care. And the fact that Matista would still hang around even if Fabio left, because of the access it gets her to that other stuff, and the fact that she doesn't really care. So let's see.
Rich, eccentric, and controlling.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we know his cruelty just from fucking
what he did to Pinchetti.
Yeah. And the fact that, I mean, like, the thing that I'm thinking about suffered bruise, like, this is the kind of party he's fucking throwing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Slave, strange cult, uses white magic, it's servant at the mansion despite being employed.
Yeah,
he has.
Like it's possible Pinchetti has enough, like, personal information to both, like, stage the ritual and know that Manchios would have motive to kill Fabio, but that's just like an awful lot of info.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also wondering if the psoriasis is anything.
I feel like we'd have to know what he might be allergic to.
Is psoriasis just an allergy?
Yeah. Psoriasis is like a periodic skin rash that's like an autoimmune reaction, and it can be an allergic reaction.
Yeah, because that was in like our observation of him, that was a gateway into seeing that he can't afford to treat the medical conditions he has.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that like his uncle is fucking giving Fabio cufflinks
like
worth someone's house.
Cufflink, yeah.
Yeah, okay, let's see. Extremely rich, frivolous, organizer of parties, spends his life in the company of similarly overprivileged people, wishes to hide his true age from the younger participants, which feels like that's a kind of insecurity angle.
Yeah. It's just like if he was the type of person to kill a younger lover for jilting him, it feels like he would have done this a couple times already. We would have like a Suge Knight trail of bodies to look at.
A car, yeah, Fabio would be underneath a car.
Yeah, a driveway full of bodies.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, and I mean, this is kind of metagaming it a little bit, but it almost feels like this is such the easy option.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But again, a lot of these don't have like a correct solution.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's either that Pinchetti planned this over like pretty carefully, which I guess, you know, if he's thinking about framing his uncle, he would. Although, do we have any sense of when his uncle sent Pinchetti that spiteful letter? Has Pinchetti seen it yet?
Has Pinchetti seen the letter? We can get people's. I believe we have. We didn't.
This is the letter from Fabio.
Yeah.
This is the wrong letter.
What's the letter? Oh, from this?
No, the will letter.
Yeah, I don't think it has a thing attached, but it's specifically like my latest revision.
Yeah, it's just that if Pinchetti Pinchetti would have had to see this letter a while ago to plan this murder.
Yeah. Yeah.
It seemed like Pinchetti may have not seen this yet. Do you know which evidence box this was? Was this in Pinchetti's evidence?
Yes, it was.
Okay, so he has already seen, and he had it on his person the day this happened.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That makes it feel like either Pinchetti received it the day this happened, or he had it on him as like
when we presented it to Kurt Manchios. Manchios. It didn't seem like he had thought about it recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is Manchios's. This is Matista's. This is actually
no, Pinchetti's was in the room with him.
Yeah, Pinchetti's was in the room with him, so that was Vogel's.
Yeah. Yeah, so it does seem like Pinchetti had enough time to plan this.
Yeah, but occult angle still throws me.
Yeah, especially it being the exact same book that Matista had in her possession.
Yeah.
Like that kind of confuses the frame, right? Because Pinchetti's objective would be to frame Manchios, so why would he pick a book that Matista's holding on to, Manchios?
Yeah, and I'm like also.
Whereas Manchios, if Manchios wanted to frame Matista, he would know that he could know that Matista had the book.
Yeah, man, if only N Shady was here.
To tell us which is the right answer.
Yeah,
Or
well-
just to remind us that there is no right answer, just fucking pick one
yeah,
already.
so like there's this other angle I'm thinking about, which is that if we did decide it was
Pinchetti.
it was Pinchetti, I would be so tempted to just lean towards correct the injustice, because fuck his uncle.
Yeah, I mean, like, I generally don't believe in, like, capital punishment, right?
Yeah, like,
So-
I would let him get away with it.
Well, it's not even letting him get away with it. He goes to jail. He just eventually gets out of jail.
Well, this decides his motive, which is if he thought it was a just thing or if he thought it was revenge. So after years, he planned to get rid of his uncle. However, can't justify murder. Wait, worked for his uncle for years. Pushed to kill Fabio and frame his uncle. Manchio's imprisonment would make Pinchetti the lawful heir. Yeah, I mean, we still. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't even want. I don't really want him to go to jail. So if
you just want to call this one a oopsie.
I just want to be like, and I mean, I feel like
I think
I
don't know.
circle back to the soap thing.
Yeah, the soap thing is a piece of material evidence that implies an outcome.
The real question is crime of passion or predator?
I would say crime of passion.
Yeah, because he killed them with. It seems like he hit him with the wine bottle.
Yeah, and I don't see why he would be motivated to frame Matista in particular. Like, I could see him not even knowing that Matista had this book, but he remembered the ritual from, some point in his past when he read the book.
Killed Fabio. He's described as ritual to blame Matista. Yeah, and I mean, we don't even really have a sole answer of if he actually knew or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I would also lean towards crime of passion.
Yeah, it's a tricky one.
Let's go with
Just
it.
pick one. All right.
I don't feel bad about sending him to jail. He's
Yeah, this guy
heartbroken and
sucks.
panicked and did not mean to kill Fabio. The improvised ritual was a desperate attempt to cover up the crime. Prison sentence should be enough. Yeah, I'm thinking about this even more. Contextualize. He just gave Fabio those cufflinks. He gets that letter.
Yeah.
And he's upset.
Yeah. And like the fact that the weapon used to conk him was a wine
The
bottle
air here is rather
feels
refreshing.
relevant there.
I'd even recommend that some of my friends visit the place.
J'accuse.
The murder of Fabio did not have a ritual purpose, Mr. Manchios. It was staged by a man who wished to distract the investigation.
That might be true. That poor girl Matista wouldn't dare to kill the only man who cared for her. So, Santos.
Mr. Pinchetti snatched at the chance to solve his problems.
Ungrateful little scum. Will he be executed?
But what for? He informed the police as to the crime, that was all. He couldn't stage the ritual, but he found the body, I believe.
I can't believe it. Why did Werner do it?
Mr. Vogel. He had no reason, and he won't be a scapegoat as you planned.
This piece of shit.
You put Fabio's letter in his pocket when he was intoxicated, didn't you?
You can't be serious.
We can very often deduce someone's life by their shoes or their fingernails. You are a meticulous person, but this murder was fairly traumatic and filthy. After you stabbed Fabio, you were covered in blood. You panicked and neglected to rinse the soap from under your fingernails. The devil is in the details, Mr. Manchios.
Nonsense. I missed it simply because of the busy schedule of the party.
Of course, a
I was just
stage
too
murder was
busy
certainly not
getting
planned.
my dink slonked.
I know it doesn't matter now, but I just had a mid-realization, which is that the robe was, like, what was bloody was the robe, and Pinchetti wouldn't be wearing a robe. He's not an he's not, like, a guest at the party.
He could have disguised himself.
I guess that's fair, but we would have been guaranteed that Kurt would have been wearing that.
You're at the twilight of your life. You have no partner, you have no children. You had feelings, however, for one
You're
man.
almost
That
dead.
was Fabio. You loved him. That is, you wished to own him with money and gifts. But he was also a free mind, was he not? He turned his back on you. Quite unjust. Love, so cruel and painful, and Fabio, with his words and deeds, made you feel the more wretched. So you killed him.
You must surely perceive that my sensitive nature wouldn't allow me to hurt anyone.
You staged the murder as a satanic ritual. It was easy for you, since you were the one who wrote the scenarios for the parties. It was your way of avoiding suspicion. A respectable man in his 60s,
early 60s,
who hosts the cream of Cordona's society, cannot possibly be a murderer. But the guests who behave like animals in his mansion, of course, one of them could have killed Fabio.
I did oversee a few of the rituals, but I did not stage Fabio's death.
Fabio played with your
crime
feelings.
of passion.
That was painful to realize. You spent so much time and effort to be with Fabio, but he didn't respond in the way that you would have liked. You wanted to be loved, but Fabio shattered your dreams. In the smoking lounge, he teased and mocked you. He wanted you to suffer by offering himself to others. The deception was unbearable. You were passionate, and so you struck him. Once you understood your mistake, it was too late. You were afraid, so you staged the ritual. With such a story, you might be sentenced to a few years. It might clean your conscience, and soon the case will be forgotten.
No. No.
This is my decision. I'll talk to Constable Oswald to see what I can do.
I go to Oswald. Kill him. Kill his ass.
He needs the firing squad.
There's no fool like an old fool. Kurt Manchios did it.
Yeah, the wine bottle thing is such a spur of the moment thing too.
The latter couldn't handle it.
Yeah,
the evidence
like if it was
shows that the quarrel was
Pinchetti, he would have had to
use a wine bottle.
Like he would have had to make that decision on the spot.
Whatever.
All I'm saying is that prison won't take much away from an old and crushed man.
Fine.
Right. The only reason
like
Pinchetti
that
would
will
use a
still
wine
give me
bottle
a
is if he had
promotion.
decided to do it on
That's
the
for my
spot, but he
part.
couldn't have
Not
possibly
everything was in
decided to
place.
commit this crime on the spot. It would have
Perhaps
to
some
be
documents
premeditated.
were transferred somewhere else, but I couldn't find a trace of them.
Someone ate
Then I
them.
remembered. The discarded document drawers where we put the lost papers or the badly labelled ones, including the crime scene report of Violet Holmes's case. Everything I've found is on the desk here. Take it.
Your persistence has saved me.
Yeah, well, we had a deal after all. Your friend is free then. You can leave.
Good luck, Constable.
It's crazy that this was all for fucking Vogel. This is a right
our best friend.
Yeah. Mrs. Holmes lying in the garden of the Stonewood Manor. Visual inspection showed the victim to be thoroughly soaked with a deep vertical incision 2 inches of length down her throat.
Oh my
Her
god.
face was swollen and covered in red blotches. Likely cause of death, hypoxia. Awaiting to a confirmation from the medical examiner. Main suspect, Otto Richter, was arrested on the scene. The body was sent for autopsy.
The old soak and slice.
What is hypoxia? That's when you...
That's drowning or
yeah.
suffocating.
What's going on with those shadows?
Oh,
we puppets.
too scary.
We puppets.
Too scary.
Damn,
Guard.
I love Twin Peaks.
There's a
Or
garden
no,
behind our
sorry, that's
manor.
very that was more control.
That's where it all happened. where
There's a
it all went
garden
wrong.
behind my house.
Oh, you did it, Sherlock. The case is closed.
Did
and
you
all
just hear
rewards belong
that?
to the winner. Bravo.
Oh
It is
yeah,
merely the
that's
triumph
right.
of the truth.
There's a
Is it?
garden
No
behind
compromises?
the
No
house
lies?
that we have.
You're
I
happy
mean,
with your decision?
he's got a bunch of psychic barriers on his doors. This
It was the
makes
best
perfect
decision
sense.
I could obtain. The truth must be told in the way it is most acceptable.
You're making progress, Sherlock. I was right to believe in you. By the way, did you get that precious information about your mother? Oh, not that you must.
Yes, I did.
I
Forgive
can't
my
wait till we get the
intrusion in such a personal
flashback that the
matter.
person who
I simply
killed our
worry I am
mom was
failing to be of
Vogel,
much help to you.
and we identify
Sure you
him
were.
because he's like a child,
For
but he's
some
wearing the
reason,
same
all the archives on the
glasses.
case had disappeared. This was a rare opportunity to obtain the impossible.
Outrageous. Perhaps someone found the truth
He's got the same
unpleasant.
voice.
Society usually rejects those who speak with too much honesty, doesn't it?
A comfortable lie is often preferred to an uncomfortable truth. Still, I believe that the latter should prevail, and I cannot remain silent.
That's quixotism at its best. Your mere truth cannot defeat institutions, systems, and power. Etiquette, religion,
But you know what
marriage,
can?
they're all lies told to preserve connections, love, and
Bonds.
sanity, and it's all corruptible.
Lies destroy
They're like, I
human
got a
dignity.
new
How
career
could you
path
make a
for
free
you.
decision without any knowledge of the truth?
Are we really free to decide anything in this world, Sherlock?
I'm free.
Oh yes. It's a struggle, but yes, we can make our own decisions.
As a super
That's what
detective,
fought
I am
for.
the only
What
free
an endless
man.
fight it is. Will you ever give yourself a break, Sherlock? You're a walking contradiction, Sherlock. You refuse to lie to others, but constantly
Dude,
lie
this
to
is true.
yourself. How long until the train comes off the track? I cannot look away, but perhaps I should take a few steps back.
Buddy, this train's
You're an
so far
accident
off the
waiting
track,
to
it's
happen,
now a
dear.
sky train.
Until then, I shall bid you adieu.
We got a Honkai star rail in here. Yeah, let's check out this fucking garden. And
The Sherlock Express 999.
Hold on, I want to get a newspaper. Is there one of those nearby? Well, whatever. I'll go to my house. Wait, no, there's one right here. You might be wondering, why do I want a newspaper?
Extra! Frosty reception.
So you could see
some Cordona news.
whether we accuse the right person.
Wait, good actor killed by a bad actor. And Frosty...
Check the front page.
Yeah. Documents. No. Documents? Consequences? There we go.
There we go.
Police stormed the Manchios mansion covering depraved soiree, blah blah blah. Says it was manslaughter and that the owner of the house had intentionally killed the drugged actor in an act of self-defense.
What? Act of self-defense, huh?
That's how they're interpreting it?
Weird.
This is what I was wondering, because he was like, I'll talk to them, and I was like, what are we talking to him about? You killed a guy, you're going to go to jail.
Nope. I guess he's going to jail for an even shorter sentence than we thought he would. Dang.
2 years. Damn, we should have been meaner. Even though it didn't seem premeditated. This was the gala. And this was the refugees. Cordon's newest citizens find themselves with few allies as they join the city. As one counselor who declined to comment put it, those people wish to be opened with open arms. They shouldn't have jumped the queue.
Yeah, they should have observed the rules of being an impoverished, stateless refugee being exploited nonstop. We have an orderly and compassionate system of putting you in a shanty town.
How do I get back there? Do you think I have to go through the house to get to the garden?
I think you probably have to go through the house. Like, it's gonna be one of the psychic barriers. It's gonna be one of the jutsu seals that you've put up in your house.
Isn't it looking so nice, though? I bet we can flip this for a ton of money.
Yeah. All it took was a little bit more wallpaper. Yeah, it's probably this.
Hey, John, what's up?
You're worried about something?
Sherry, please listen to me. Sherry.
John, I always listen to you.
You don't have to do this. You don't have to go through. I don't know what's beyond this door,
don't
but I can feel
exercise
it.
me.
Buzzing, angry like a fly at the window.
I know. I can sense it too.
You locked away this memory for a reason. There is only pain here.
Pain?
I locked it away for a reason.
Not
I
need
was
to
8
suffer
years
either.
old.
There is so
Yeah.
much more we can do on Cordona.
I'm
So
in my
many
early
others we could
30s
help.
now, so I think I'm ready
There
to
is no coming
confront
back from
reality.
Wait a minute. Did you just hear him say the video game thing?
Yeah,
There's
is
so
the point of no return.
There's so many.
Maybe
I'll
we should return later
later
because we're at like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, we should return later because also, like, look at my cases I still got.
Yeah, we got a ton of cases.
Oh, wait. Mother's Room Redux. Should I go in there? Wait, no, we did these. Did we? What the fuck is this?
I don't know. Maybe you can just do them again if you want.
I gotta prompt some fond memories.
Hey, you want to recall that time your mom was strapped to a bed by a doctor?
I remember now. I never liked the way the books were sorted on these shelves.
John!
You didn't. Your brother often struggled to
How
find
are
his
you
reading
doing
materials
this?
after our visits.
Just floating books.
Alright, wait, did we just solve it? Did I just solve it? Great. Alright, now let's go to Mom's room.
Okay, at least it's short. Well, let's recall a fun fact about our mentally ill mother.
No, look, we would... Mother always...
My mother always preferred to spend her rare moments of lucidity with me.
That's true. She even stopped Mycroft
What a
from
dire
joining you.
sentence.
Remember?
She had a clear favorite among
He didn't
her
show
children.
it, but he was upset.
I was thinking of, oh, her rare...
Mother
She
paid
loves
more
spending her
attention to
rare
me
moments
because
of
I was
lucidity with me.
Mm,
Alright. Oh, hey, we did it.
nice.
But yeah, we got some,
We got a lot of cases.
We gotta, like, I want to figure out about what's going on with the sirens.
Yeah, I want Sherlock to marry a mermaid.
There's a guy with a missing
Become the Prince
violin.
of Atlantis.
There's what was done in the shadows.
What was did
Oh
in
my!
the shadow.
What was did in the shadows?
Yeah.
God damn it! And Shady, you better be here when we do this, because
Yeah.
we were
I mean,
literally
Shady,
talking about what we do in the shadows.
Shady also promised us a blind Janissary gunman, a blind Giselle marksman, a la Zatoichi, which I have held on to. I forget so much, but not this.
Yeah. We'll hopefully knock a bunch of these out.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond a joke, 3 houses.
I mean,
per
if we
row.
want to do that, we gotta stop debating the conclusion for 45 minutes.
Well-
we gotta just pick one.
Well, these are the small cases don't have mind palaces.
Oh, okay.
Remember, like when we found Luigi from Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll probably be
He
able.
was passed out.
Yeah. There's a magic criminal. I know this is DLC. I don't know what else is also DLC in here. Wow.
Right.
Look at how many look at all those icons.
Oh my god. We're gonna be doing so many activities.
Yeah, John's happy. Help me clean up this island, and I wrote an article. Adept at getting the truth.
If only I had a publisher. If only there was a newspaper for tulpas.
Yeah, he didn't have anything to say about our last case. Bro, which I guess is nice. Hey, man. Alright, well, next week we act as a vigilante and put off confronting our childhood trauma.
That's right, and Pat's gonna fix his camera. Pat's gonna drain the steam from his room.
Honestly, I feel like this is the childhood trauma.
Yeah. Why would you put that in your house? Just a horrible object.
Like, I'm a child and I have to see this
What a
thing.
monstrosity. Where could such a creature even survive?
Where could it survive? In some sort of
alternate
sinking
universe?
city?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I feel good about the sirens because we have all these evidences of mermaids.
Oh.
You see, we got the skeleton and we have this.
Yeah, I'm hoping we just meet an actual mermaid.
I feel like it's gotta be a mermaid, right?
It's gotta be an actual mermaid.
Mother said this was among the hunting trophies of a Scottish Viscount.
Wait, what? Wait. Is that normal?
The fanged deer?
Is this normal?
No, it is not normal. Deer do not have fangs.
Well, explain this.
Someone taxidermied a deer and put fangs in it.
But yeah, I feel like we'll probably be. I feel like we're going to be.
Alternatively, that deer was bitten by Dracula.
That's true. It's a Banicula situation.
He was in his goofball era. He was doing. He was experimenting.
Yeah, I feel like we have probably like 2 sessions left. I feel maybe next week we start early and we can actually go through a bunch of these.
Sure.
And then I feel like this is the end of the game.
Yeah.
Which I guess is fine. This is a sizable amount of shit to have done.
If I actually keep up my workout schedule this week, then we can do it. We can start early next Tuesday. The problem with starting early for me is that frequently Tuesday is a workout day for me, and I have to get it done before the stream, and that doesn't leave me a lot of time.
Yeah. Well, you know who has I have you have a ton of time to do.
What?
Look at this sexy elephant.
Yeah. Elephant sex balloon.